1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2. What is this? What's the word?
What's causing all this?
You are listening to Broad Street Breakdown, episode 4, live and direct from South Philly. I'm joined by, as always, my co-defendant, the OG Gavin.
Yeah.
My man Sicko, what up?
Sarate.
Tippy towel on a panty style.
What a panty style.
Professor Pablo, what up, kid?
How sweet it is.
Wow. Right out the box.
Scott Stallone, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's good? What's good?
So,
Here we are.
Episode 3 seemed to cause quite a
Controversy, commotion, if you will.
Do we have to talk about this?
commotion.
Some of us are still deeply
We should do it again.
embarrassed.
I feel that Pablo's number 1 pick was the most.
We're still talking about it. The fact that we still talk about it.
I'm still in the process of reevaluating my friendship with him. I love him to death, but go ahead.
Did I tell you that my wife was like, I don't really think I know you?
Yeah, well,
Like, she kind of needed like a break from me for like 8 hours.
So
Like was in
do
the
we.
other room type shit.
I mean, I would typically say like, "Word, that's crazy," but I don't really think that's crazy.
Not at all.
I mean, I think you might have to
Need some space, if you will.
Or counseling or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's if I saw that and was married to you, I might want to go into counseling. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were.
Tell you what, people were vibing off it though.
Yeah, I
People
mean,
were geeking out.
we made a playlist and people were admitting, behind their computer screens that they were listening to the playlist we put
There was
together.
a bull that I think legit wanted to fight me, saying that REO Speedwagon was bad
saw
music.
Yo, I saw that guy.
He was like,
Yo.
what's that bull talking about?
He's like, that
He
one
was
guy
hyped.
doesn't know shit about
Right,
music.
right.
REO Speedwagon is great. And I was like,
And I'm like,
Yo.
of the 5 picks, that's the one you're defending?
yeah, man. That guy, thanks for listening, buddy, but you're out of your fucking
We love you, but
We love you, but you're fucking out of line. man.
Roll with the changes, homie.
thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. We know what love is.
We know, yeah.
I don't get that reference. Is that from another song?
It is.
Oh.
That's the foreigner, John. I want to know.
You can't be skipping around.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
he's
super
fucking
groups
switching
on
it
me.
up.
Yeah, you're leaping bands,
Right.
though. That's a whole other
It's
gimmick.
all the same, really.
It's
Yeah.
fucking hot blooded, man. Check it and see.
This is off to a rough fucking start.
Here we go.
Oreo. I thought they were called Oreo Speedwagon when I was little. Like the Oreo cookies.
I would like them
Should've
more if they were.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's why I probably even gave them any kind of, you know what I mean? Like I didn't no sell them. 'Cause
And
I
then,
thought they
and
were,
then you saw what they looked like.
Yeah.
Double stuff, ayo.
Yeah.
yeah. We
It's too early for that, really it is.
so yeah. Well, this is we're recording the day after Thanksgiving. How was everyone's Thanksgiving? Everyone
Very nice.
Just lovely.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
well, now I'm thinking about it. Not everyone that's a part of this podcast is Italian, so there is probably a few more courses to the meals.
I'm not going to put my family on blast like that, but I'm saying there wasn't none at my house.
Yeah, but you were saying
But
Italian?
No, my mom don't do it no more because we small. There's nobody. There's like literally 6 of us. All the extended family is either moved away or is no longer with us.
we went to my brother's.
Yeah.
We started with an antipasto,
Yeah, see.
then soup, then the ravs, and then the meatballs and gravy. The shriadel and the bastachot. Hey, pass me a fucking shriadel and a fucking bastachot. Scott, everything. You had people to your
now
house.
I'm jealous
right?
because you had the lobster tails there.
Yeah, well, look, man. I mean,
Sviadel.
I was trying to sneak out to get the
Shriadel.
Gavins. I wanted some ravioli.
we had ravs and
I ate 10 ravioli, 5 meatballs, and half a fucking loaf of bread that Jackie made.
What's the size of these meatballs, though?
Decent. Kathleen makes them
Were they regulation size?
Yeah,
Regulation size?
yeah, not like a whole fucking gimmick, but like
Like cow balls?
I mean, I'm not sure. Pull up cowballs on your gimmick. I'll give you a
Pull
range.
cow balls up on anything.
Fucking hey.
Fuck, man. So, yeah. I mean, for me, it's like fundamentally, I disagree with the politics behind the holiday. It's
Obviously.
when you're dealing with an Italian family, they're not really gonna listen to you when you talk about the pilgrims and
Absolutely.
When I'm eating raviolis, I don't know how much of a fuck I give.
Well,
you know
there's
what I
that
mean?
too.
I mean, it was either them or us. is what
Well,
I
I
would
went
say.
to see. This is ridiculous.
I don't know about that, but I went to the. I went to
How could it
the.
be them or us?
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
it makes no sense.
There was like fucking acres of land. between here
Yeah,
and
man. Nobody
California.
was beefing, man.
I went to the gimmick store to buy fucking 5 dozen raviolis. Was in there for, I counted from the time I went in the door until I left, it was 39 seconds because I was ready to stand in a fucking 3-hour line. 39 seconds, in, out, fucking 5 dozen raviolis. I'm set.
You're Batman.
Wow.
You're Batman.
It was heavy.
You are Batman.
You are
Exact
Batman.
change?
I was getting ready to wake you up to text you while I was standing in line so I didn't have a fucking panic attack.
And it's 39
But
seconds.
39 seconds. I was in and out. Boop, boop, boop.
I'm marking out for that.
Me too.
All right.
That's heavy.
Well,
Yeah, so well, I don't know what time. It's like 10 of 11 right now. We were over at the diner.
We are big.
drinking
big
way
fans
too
of
much
diner
coffee.
life.
Yeah, I from the touring that I've done globally, internationally, but in the States, I get what I pretty much discovered is that I guess I didn't know it as a kid, just being from here, but I didn't realize that diners weren't everywhere.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until
Yeah.
I would be in certain places and be like, "Yeah, is there a diner around here?" And they look at me like I got 9 heads.
Yeah.
So
That's definitely an East Coast thing. I don't even know if it's like an Upper East Coast thing of just like
yeah,
major
like I've never
cities.
been in a diner in Boston, but I'm not saying they don't have them.
Right, right.
I'm just personally never.
Right.
It's
Which
like-
is a shame if you live in parts of the world where you don't have
Yeah, I
diner
mean,
life.
obviously, it's like New York, Jersey, and Philly is like
Yeah.
the diner capital of
Yeah.
the world.
And
we
I mean,
got
this
so many
go-
diners. There's diners that you don't go to.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you pick and choose.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
this goes way back beyond your touring days. I mean, we were doing diners when we were 12 years old.
No, of course. What I'm saying is, I didn't realize.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like I lived in a bubble up until I started touring a Philadelphia bubble, so I didn't know that they weren't everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that there were places that weren't 24/7. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right. That
Or
happened to me
that,
when I
like,
went down south.
as a teenager, that's where you went.
Yeah.
Or like
Yep.
wherever. It's like late night, or you're going to the diner.
Absolutely.
After the
That-
club,
Yo,
before
we're
the club.
hungry as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
well, I'll meet y'all at 3.
The night ain't over.
Exactly.
You're going to the diner.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, with Gavin and Sicko more specifically, I don't even know why you two give a fuck because you eat fucking nothing at these places.
But
we do the breakfast gimmick.
No, it's not breakfast gimmick. He gets eggs,
yes,
home fries,
yes.
and a bagel. He doesn't eat the home fries.
Sometimes
do I.
The scrambled eggs are plain. He sifts through them and eats half the bagel. You do the same
I
thing.
do the same exact thing. Except I
They
get
don't even
toast.
need a menu. They just need like a
I
pamphlet
never
of what they order every
I
time.
have a strict rule. I will
Yeah.
never order anything in a diner
That's not
besides
breakfast. Me too.
Never. You'll never see me do it.
But you don't
Like
even,
twice I ordered a grilled cheese.
won't even do that.
It's like,
Back
but
in
like
74.
you don't get it.
I ordered a grilled cheese.
Get a
Popped at
fucking
74.
get a turkey omelet with cheese and
Nope.
some fucking
Nah.
Nope.
onions and peps
Nah.
and
Nope.
some fucking
Scrapple and eggs all day.
I need something I can't really make by myself at home.
yeah. Like,
Like
why
a
are you
weird-
leaving the crib if you can
Yeah.
make that shit at home?
It's the only thing
to
I
sit
eat.
with you and drink coffee.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
It makes all the sense.
You don't want to try like the latest wrap or panini?
Not at
I
the
don't even know
diner.
what the fuck
Not at the
latest.
diner. Like
The
I go
latest,
to, I
like
go
it's
to.
hot on the street.
Right,
Read
right.
that off the menu.
Like you all eat weirdo shit. Like I don't even know what the fuck you eat.
I'm a
He
mark
got a
for
fucking burger, man. How's
Not
that weird?
tonight. I'm saying in general.
You're acting like I'm ordering Monty-Gut at a fucking diner, man. Settle down.
Take it
this is
easy.
food. This is serious.
This is
Yeah.
It
you
is
know.
heavy shit.
I get the pancakes sometimes.
I do love when you get the pancakes because you can't finish them, and
Yeah, then you
they
fuck
make
with
their way
that.
over.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Soggy,
get
too.
the French
It's
toast.
Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
do French toast, but that's few and far between. Love the French.
French.
Not
So,
a Belgian
French
waffle
toast,
guy.
I find that
Fries.
I find that is hit or miss in a lot of places.
What, French toast?
Yeah.
That's why I only do it.
If you can't
So
make a
often.
fucking French toast, you shouldn't even be fucking open. man.
Well,
Clams
listen,
Casino.
take it up with the
Chef
manager.
Chef
recommends.
recommends.
What about fries? You can't make fries at home. Not the way to make
Some
it
of
at
those
the diner.
fucking breaded fries, I ain't having.
I don't like that gimmick.
Yeah.
It feels like
Hate
there's
it.
stuff on it.
Hate it.
Nah,
Hate it.
nah, I don't like that either.
That's fucking J-Bro.
It is. It is.
don't know,
It's
fucking-
Jim Boney.
That's Jim Boney.
It's fucking Jim Boney fries.
But like, there's people who mark out for those fries too, with like the surface where you touch them and there's I skeeve.
Yeah, Jim's do.
Yeah, Jim Boney's.
Yeah.
But like
Bonus.
fucking scabs. is what they
Yeah,
are.
it's like the French fries have scabs on
Yeah.
them. It's mortifying, man. Yeah, I mean,
Breakfast all day.
well, listen, man, I don't understand.
You don't
that.
fuck with fries?
Nah, I don't like fries. I like McDonald's fries. That's like
I
it.
don't like fries. Like it's a punch in the face.
I know.
You
but
have to
I
have fries. You have to
I
have a
even
potato
like
on every
fries.
side.
I have
That's a
weird
fucking American
eating things. Like I don't.
He said you have to have a potato on the side. That's an American.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. I'll agree with that.
Thank you.
Survey says yes.
I just
Yeah.
don't like them.
I mean, this is why this guy's so fucking difficult to deal with, man.
Very difficult.
Like, who the fuck doesn't like French fries, man?
I don't like French fries.
Are you you're no fan of the potato itself in itself?
Sometimes.
Mashed?
I hate mashed.
Oh my
skeeve
God.
mashed potatoes.
I could
Baked?
Butter?
Baked I can do.
I could eat mashed potatoes like a
Like,
fucking
I
meal, bro.
skeeve
We should have
them.
brought some.
We should have brought some.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, next
Skivos.
week. Next week.
The only thing that makes him a human is he's a breaded cutlet guy.
Yeah,
That's all he does.
Yeah,
That
man.
makes him somewhat human.
Yeah, but he's a Metagon.
But he gets him from Rite Aid, so it really doesn't make any sense.
This guy implied you eat fucking.
He's
the
going to
chicken.
talk to
They
me
got-
about being a Metagon. This
Chick-
one.
Do
Yeah,
you
he-
not go to Rite Aid to get one stick of butter? Yes or no?
One stick of butter?
Yeah.
No, they only sell them in 4-packs, bull. I don't know
Four
where.
packs.
I don't know where you're buying
It's
butter.
called a pound.
At Rite Aid.
Let me get a 4-pack of butter.
I wasn't aware that Rite Aid sold butter.
Yeah, they do.
See?
Eggs, butter,
Bizarre
bacon.
scene.
Nah, I wouldn't eat butter from fucking.
They have eggs, too.
Rite Aid. I wouldn't eat any dairy from Rite Aid. I don't know. Is Rite Aid? Is everyone gonna know what that is? Rite Aid everywhere. I don't know.
It's like CVS.
It's like
yeah,
CVS. Like,
CVS. Dwayne Reed. That's what.
It's like a B level. CVS.
Walgreens.
Yeah, and he's getting fucking
Gimmick.
cutlets from there. A weirdo, man.
This fucking guy.
Is he just making this up?
Pretty much, yeah. It's all right. I'll let him go. Let him have his
Well, yeah. The night before Thanksgiving, I saw King Diamond at the Fillmore, Philadelphia. I was.
New John.
Yeah, I performed the Fillmore in San Fran, which was an honor, playing at that place, you know, with the people that have been in there. And that was beautiful. But anyone in the Philly area that wants to check out a show, if it's at the Fillmore, it was beautiful. There's like 4 or 5 bars.
I haven't been yet.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
man. There's a balcony. There's VIP. So if you want to sit, want to get an upgrade, my brother and I went. I took him for his birthday, so I got the upgraded ticket. So we sat in these mad comfortable seats, and like a waitress comes and gets you food and drinks and alcohol.
It's a seated place? Or
No,
there's
the
just certain
floor.
sections?
It's basically like a bigger version of the Troc.
Okay, bet.
And more modern.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's like a VIP circle bar that's reminiscent of the circle bar in the Hard Rock in Vegas. To anyone who's been there, but the sound was fucking insane. I haven't seen King Diamond since I was 10 years old on the first Abigail tour, and ironically, he played the whole Abigail album this time out. Exodus opened up. I was and still am a huge Paul Bailoff mark, but rest in peace. He passed away, and everything after Bonded by Blood, I don't care about because
Yeah.
Steve Souza's whatever.
Yeah.
But they were okay. But King Diamond fucking blew the fucking roof off the place. It's the best metal show. It's top 3 metal shows I've ever seen in my life, and he's 59 years old.
I was bugging out when you texted me that was it of all the shows we've seen over the years, and to put that one in like your top 5 or 3.
Yeah, man.
That had to be.
I mean, I sat there with my brother and said, well, all right, let's think of ones that were better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all right, of course Slayer's going to be up there. And then, I mean, I'm not counting punk and hardcore shows because you look at them so differently because
Absolutely.
it's energy. It's not always the sound quality. It's the vibe. The cultures are different. I mean, in terms of how incredible he sounded, it's top 3. You know what I mean? And the fact that he had back surgery and difficulty, he couldn't even really walk for a while, and recovered and is 59 years old and tore it the fuck down like he did. And it was dope to see some young kids in there. I mean, it was old heads, of course, because the record is 87, so you're going back 28 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there were kids in there that weren't born when that record came out. And there were OGs in there too, you know what I mean? And I saw a lot of OG punk rock and hardcore kids in there because, you know what I mean? Like, but that show was incredible. It was fun, you know. It was good to go see a show with my brother and shit.
Did he do any gimmicks? Did he have like I remember seeing him excuse me, he used to come out in like a coffin.
Well, he had a coffin with the baby Abigail in it.
Okay.
He had a girl playing Miriam.
Pablo hates all this.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of it than hating him.
Yeah, well, the set was like...
And I don't want to disrespect and say he came out with a cane in the coffin, you know what I'm saying?
The set was like fucking Mondo satanic. So I was... You know what I mean? It was next level, man. Like, it was real next level.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, throw that in there because...
he did Merciful Fate stuff?
He did. He did like 3... he did Halloween.
Did he do Come to the Sabbath?
He did Come to the Sabbath.
That's all I would've
Don't Break
needed to
the
hear.
Oath. He did like 5 non-Abigail joints. You know what I mean? A few Fate, a few King Diamond, and then he went into Abigail and did it in its entirety. Yeah, and it was, Andy LaRock was with him, who's been with him forever.
Nice.
And the rest of the band, I guess, are young kids, because that touring schedule is brutal as fuck. So I'm assuming he just gets young guns, you know what I'm saying? They can handle that.
Nah.
But it was real dope, yeah. That venue's dope. I look forward to seeing Slayer there in March. But
I think there's talk of making that a group trip.
yeah,
For
indeed.
us.
We'll make the
Field
Gavin
trip,
come
if you
out.
will.
Which is going to be fun because getting the OG Gavin to a metal show.
Yeah,
is
he's
gonna
going to
be
despise
good
every
stuff.
minute of it. Unless they play Rain and Blood in its entirety, he's going to be mad.
Not even, it's just that song over and over again.
Indeed.
Nah,
They,
dude, according to last episode, he's cured. He's going to go. Good time. We're going to go backstage, meet everybody. Smile on his face.
I don't know what he's talking
The
about.
pill
Me neither.
story that we had to sit through last week.
Yeah.
You said you're cured.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I'm
shooting
being,
on the
I'm
pill
being
story.
a positive guy.
Yeah, you're down.
Yeah, I'm
You're
down.
down for the whole
Yeah,
show.
but you
Down
just,
for whatever.
You just had to be reminded, so I don't know.
I don't know if it took.
I don't know if it took, man.
Somebody should text me and remind me.
Do your text yourself gimmick.
I did that this week.
Well, I'm gonna. We were speaking of the diners and food, so
You forgot already. That's
I didn't even
fucking
yeah,
Wow.
you forgot that
I was
he's
like, what's he talking
Yeah, you're
about?
posse core now.
Yeah,
man.
that's
fucking
right.
Youth
That's
crew.
right.
That's right.
I'm there
PMA
to the
all day.
fucking PMA.
That's right.
So I'm gonna we're gonna revert back to food. A birdie told me you run a tattoo shop. I think we've mentioned that a bunch of times.
We didn't do any of the brought to you by.
Yeah, we did. We have to
to
do
that.
that.
We'll get to
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I need the gimmick at some point.
Scott's got the gimmick.
There's, I guess when you would tell me about the store across the street where you would get
Right.
smokes and water, for whatever reason I never looked over that way when I got tattooed, and so I pictured it to be a bodega, but it's actually pretty nice in there.
Oh, it's fancy.
Real nice.
It's,
It's
like,
like
a,
some
very
hip-
fancy.
I won't go as far as hipster, but it's fancy schmancy,
it's
a
close.
little hipster.
It's catering to the college kids that are in the neighborhood.
Yeah, who have some scarol.
Indeed.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the story because
Well-
you were a little bit ticked off.
This is what it's like. This is a slice of life of being the Gavin.
See, man, I'm trying. Like,
He's-
I'm trying to fucking.
Honest to God, he is trying. When
I'm
you
trying
hear
to
the
just get through the
story-
day. Hello, how are you? Fucking all that. So, I'm I'm a little. I'm routine based, and I go to the fucking shop. I get a coffee, I get a bagel, have that fucking deal. And then a lot of times, like, the next thing you know, it's fucking 7, 8 o'clock at night and I didn't eat anything. And then Jackie's yelling at me and I'm cranky and this fucking whole... So, okay, so...
When
I say,
hold on, when you go there for your bagel and coffee, are the chinos nice to you?
well, yes, except that I had words with the main guy one other time. Like, most of the time we're, hello, how are you? Everything's fucking...
What was the first gimmick about?
He turned the coffee machine off.
At what time?
I mean, 3 in the afternoon
Yeah, see, that's
on a
fucked
Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, yo, come on, man. You
Is
know what
there
I mean?
Any time you should turn the coffee.
Exactly. If you're on,
If you're open and you got coffee, have the
coffee's gotta
fucking
be on.
coffee.
Right.
I want fucking coffee when I want coffee.
I mean, I would go to Starbucks anyway. It's the same distance.
I don't fuck with Starbucks.
Nah, fuck
man.
Starbucks. But who is he to tell you when you can have a coffee?
exactly.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Who is this
And I'm
Chino?
trying to fucking, hello, how are you? And buy my fucking coffee, but I can't buy the fucking coffee. So we had words once, but I let it go. Okay.
Did you get the coffee?
No, I had to
No.
go to fucking Starbucks
Thank
that
you.
day. But this
Thank
isn't
you.
even the fucking fight.
No, I know. I'm just trying to set it up, man. I'm trying. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
You're already all
rowdy.
fucking charged up, man.
So
on your side.
everybody who knows me
Yeah,
on
man.
any,
We're on your side, man.
yeah, fair enough. So everybody who knows me on any level knows that I'm very difficult as far as my eating goes.
Yeah, it's not just the eating, but we can continue.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing to say about that, but I'm trying. Like
All
I'm
right.
trying every day to
I
make
don't
it
know.
a fucking.
I don't see you trying. But
So
Pablo just said you like made a sworn statement on air to become Youth Crew Posse Corps, and he had to
right.
remind you of that. So how hard are you trying? Is what I'm getting.
we're
at.
not in this alone. Can't close my eyes.
Can't close my eyes, man.
That's all I know by them.
That's all you need to know.
We're back. That fucking
Look,
gimmick.
man, we're not gonna besmirch the name of Ray Capo on this show, man.
All right, say the word. So
Never heard of him.
we
So you
I
go
don't even
there.
know.
Coffee's
Oh
not
yeah,
there.
yeah. So I say okay.
Real
when
quick,
I go, yeah.
how long have you been going to this spot?
2 years.
2 years.
Same people working there.
Yeah, pretty
All right.
much.
All right. Continue.
Except once in a while, there's a kid working the deli
Sure.
who's there for a month and then fucking
Right.
gets hip and fucking bounces.
This
But
is
it's-
pretty much your default spot. That's your go.
the closest spot, really.
I go to the following: the shop,
Mm-hmm.
the joint across the street, the joint 3 doors down to get cheesesteaks.
Right.
Mhm, good.
That's I'm
That's
in a
it.
fucking.
Done.
I'm in a 20-step radius.
You're in a Bermuda Triangle.
I don't know
of
where
gimmicks.
anything is. Somebody say, "Where's the blah blah blah?" I don't know. No, I know how to get from the car
I
to
can tell
here
you
to
how
here to
get
here.
Smokes, get a coffee.
I don't want to see
get a
nobody. I don't
cheesesteak.
want to know nothing.
right,
I
and the
want
head
coffee.
shop to get the dope candles.
Yeah,
Right,
bet,
right, yeah,
bet,
yeah.
bet.
All right.
Yeah, but they're next door, so it's still in that
Right.
triangle of my life.
It's
Yes.
the Bermuda Triangle of gimmicks.
Thank you.
Right.
So
Proceed.
I say, okay, I'm going to be fucking proactive today. I'm going to go over and get my coffee and my bagel, but I'm going to get a fucking gimmick, hoagie gimmick to fucking have later.
Preemptive.
But I don't want a hoagie because at that point in the day, like I don't want a whole, like in my head, I'm like, what am I going to want later? Like, I don't know. So I said, okay, so go up to the dude. Now the dude is the main guy and he's working the deli on a Sunday. He's not happy about it because they fired whatever kid was fucking working there. So now he's working the deli and he's also running up to the fucking front to ring up motherfuckers too. Although there's nobody in the store at the time.
Oh,
So I get my-
that's a little bit of a hike because that store is big for a little spot.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
considered a small spot, but it's
Oh, it's a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
it's
get
got a
one
weird
person.
layout
Yeah.
too.
No
You
doubt.
got to go all the way
What are the
around.
chances?
and-
What are the chances he's washing his hands after he handles the money before he makes your deal?
Come on, man.
Dude, you just
So-
killed it.
Yeah.
I'm
He'll
saying.
never.
well
be
because
there
he's got
again.
fucking OCD, so he
We all got a little bit.
no,
of it.
but he has it and denies it. He's in denial that he's mentally ill.
wow.
Sorry.
Proceed. I'm
let me know
sorry,
how
man.
that works
I
out
did
for
that
you.
on purpose.
So
You're trying to
get my
figure out what you want to
coffee,
eat.
get my fucking deal, and I go up and I'm like, you know what, man? I just want a fucking hoagie roll, American cheese, some spicy mustard. That's it. Because no matter what mood I'm in later, that's what I'm good.
Yeah, that'll work.
Like that's all I want: American cheese, spicy mustard, hoagie roll.
Now let's take that as it sits by itself.
is gonna be a mess.
That's a fairly easy
Do
thing.
you know
to
the story?
construct.
I didn't tell you the story. Scott. Yeah.
where this is going.
Oh, it's going.
It's going.
But in the normal world, like if you were doing this at home, that's a fairly easy sandwich to assemble. There's nothing outrageous about
if you're
it.
behind the counter, you're like, I got to remember 2 things.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think it's a strange sandwich, by the way. But let's,
Strange, sure. We're not getting into that
Would you
just
even
yet.
call this a sandwich at this point?
no,
Right.
that's neither. This is
Right.
neither here nor there.
qualify as a
sandwich.
No, I
But
don't
it's
know
got-
what it is, but it's not a fucking sandwich.
It's got all of like 2
irrelevant.
ingredients. It should be real
Yeah.
easy. Boom, boom, boom.
It's
All right.
Vin, it's a fucking raw grilled cheese at this point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an ungrilled cheese.
Can I get an ungrilled cheese roll?
He wanted an ungrilled cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I said, dude, here's what I want, man. Hello, how are you? Oh, how are you? All pleasant. I just want a fucking American cheese on a fucking hoagie roll, spicy mustard, wrap that the fuck up so I can eat it in a couple hours. Bet. Drink my, and dude looks at me dead in the face and says, no.
No, like I don't have the ingredients.
Oh, God.
Just no.
No. He said, no. So I say, what? What do you mean no? No.
He didn't even have time to get mad yet.
Didn't fucking say nothing. Just no. So I was like, well, what are you talking about? It's not on the menu, he says to me.
It's a fucking sandwich.
So I say, whoa. You're making my fucking sandwich with American cheese on a hoagie roll with spicy mustard. I'm fucking standing here until you make it. And he says, no, it's not on the menu. And I said, turn the fuck around, look at the gimmick, pick whatever you want on there, and fucking charge me that. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
Customer's always right.
And he goes, so he makes the fucking deal, wraps it up, and sits it on his part of the counter, not the customer part, his part, turns around and looks at the fucking menu sign and is staring at it for easily what felt like fucking 52 minutes, but it was really probably like 30 seconds.
Still too
and
long.
I was like, dude, pick the most expensive fucking thing. I'll give you $50 right now for the motherfucking sandwich. Like, I don't care what you charge me. What the fuck is wrong with you? He ends up charging me $2.50.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck?
For $2.50, that was way too much mental effort on
Dude,
his side.
Exactly.
like, and then he hooked me up. So now, like, I don't, like, I can't decide with this guy. So I go back to the shop. I'm like, Jackie, this fucking guy had a, and she's like, you're the only person in the world who's ever had a fight with this guy. Now this is the second fucking fight. And I'm like, I'm representing the people here. I'm trying to fucking, I'm representing the fucking common man. And I'm not taking shit. I want a fucking cheese sandwich on a hoagie roll with the fucking spicy mustard wrapped up so I can eat it later.
Oi!
No Roger, no rerun, no rant.
No Roger, no rerun, no
What
rant.
the fuck? You know, and other motherfuckers, square motherfuckers be like, oh, okay, it's not on the menu, then I'll just take a fucking ham and cheese and a fucking, fuck you, man.
And take it out
I
themselves.
want what the fuck I want. And I'm fucking representing everyone.
I think it's a stretch. First of all, I'm with you.
Thank you.
To call what's on the board there and the little plastic.
That's what they
a
got.
Menu. That's
They
a
got
menu.
they
That's a
got
menu
gimmicks.
now? Did they seat you down and hand you a fucking piece of paper?
Right.
Bro.
You know,
Like, come on, man.
that's ridiculous.
Charge me fucking $50 then. I don't care at this point. I just want my fucking cheese
Every
gimmick.
time someone gives me the stank eye in that situation, I'm like, I'll give you $10,000. Just give me a cheese sandwich.
This is what I'm saying.
No, I agree with that.
I want what I want.
Absolutely.
I want what I want, and I'm standing up for people who are too square to. They'd be like, "Okay, I'll just take a turkey on a fucking thing." Then
That's what I would do.
Like, fuck
That's
you,
what he
man.
would
Right,
do.
take this
This
shit
is
off
what I
later.
want.
My,
I'm
crime scene
asking
my own
you.
home. I'll take the turkey off.
I'm asking you for fucking something. It ain't hard. It ain't gimmicked up.
Ayo.
It's a fucking deal.
You should have said this. Give me a turkey and cheese.
Hold the turkey.
Hold it.
Put the turkey
See,
on
but here's the
side.
problem, Scott. Like now, I'm in the mode. Like I can't think.
I know.
I can't think. It was fucking absurd. He said to me, "No."
Yeah, once he said no, it was a shoot.
Well, at first it was like, what?
Yeah.
What do you, no. Like, I thought he misunderstood what I was saying.
Right.
So I repeated.
Yeah, it's a Chino
American
guy,
cheese?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were probably like, this motherfucker don't know what I'm saying.
So I'm going to help him out.
So I'm going to help him and reiterate, hoagie roll, American cheese,
Spicy
mustard, wrap that fucker up.
Not the yellow gimmick.
No, the
spicy gimmick.
gimmick. Yeah, the Dijon.
And
if you
again,
will.
it's not
Wrap
an
it up and
outlandish
charge
request.
charge me 10 clams if you have to.
I'm down.
But that's what I want.
just want to go back and drink my coffee.
Right, and eat this gimmick later.
Thank you.
Yeah, well.
So I don't get cranky. See, I'm trying to do the right thing.
You're trying
I'm
to
taking the proper steps. And some motherfuckers
but
always in my
but
way.
they won't let you.
The
in my way.
roadblocks.
The man won't let you.
Holding me back.
The man
Man's
won't
got
let
his
you.
boot on your neck.
The man won't let you, and that's why you've become now you stay difficult
Shit ain't right, man.
because of people
That
like
ain't right.
him.
That ain't right.
Ain't right.
When I've been in there, I've only seen the lady.
Wait, what's the name of this place? Come
Wow.
on.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
I never had a problem there, to be honest.
He said,
The
I never had a
lady,
problem.
the
Key's
lady in
Key's
there
Abe.
was nice to me a couple times.
the ladies are awesome.
Yeah.
Hello, how you doing? I'm fucking like, hey, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
the weekend, it's awesome, whatever.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Cool. Right on. You're making fucking sandwiches.
Working hard or hardly working. You do those gimmicks. Because that's what life is.
Well,
He's Abe. Because I still go in there and I got no heat.
I mean, I think that guy secretly fucking hates you. I mean,
Or loves him,
Wow.
or
the 250 though, maybe he was. You know what I mean?
The sheet,
Right after all of that.
the shoot of it is that he's a dreezonk.
He's a drunk.
Dreezonk.
that's right. When we stay late at the shop, he's walking that street, not
Yep.
walking too straight.
Yeah.
I never even noticed that.
Yep. And Sunday, I put it together, and Sunday morning, he's fucking. He's on. He's over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that explains.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Speaking of the shop,
Because he's listening for sure.
His #1 fan.
Broad Street
Nobody's listening
Breakdown
at this
is
point.
being brought to you by Crescent
Bet your
Street
planet is still
Tattoo,
listening.
4371 Crescent Street, Philly, PA 19127.
Well, now we can figure out where the shop.
215-487-0360. Facebook.com/Crescent Street Tattoo. IG Crescent Street Tattoo. Email crescentstreettattoo@gmail or crescentstreet2.com.
And you're still doing that toy drive, right?
Yeah, it's now since Thanksgiving's over, we've gotten a couple things so far, but the big putting it over huge at this point, like really fucking.
Yeah.
Now it's the in between Thanksgiving Christmas fucking deal, and it's
Yeah, so now has got to come through because it's crunch time.
Yeah. It's that time
yeah,
of the
we're
year.
going till the 19th, whatever that Sunday is, because we got to drop the shit off so
Yeah.
they can use it by Christmas. So
Yeah.
it doesn't actually go till Christmas. It's like I think it's the 19th, whatever that Sunday is.
And you're collecting
toys,
new unwrapped toys.
yeah, for kids. You know, it seemed to me the vibe was it was mostly younger kids, but I guess it's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, up to whatever age. And you know, you can put your name. You drop off a toy, you put your name in. We're doing a raffle thing for a $100 gift certificate, and you know, just a little incentive for heads to send out a deal or bring in a deal.
Indeed.
Deals all around. Well, yeah, I mean, I love that shop. I mean, the holidays kind of fucked it up, but I mean, we're usually there. You want to
That's
see
our
the
home
goddamn
base.
live podcast? You show up to that fucking shop on a
Yeah,
Saturday
That's
night.
kind of where this was born.
Yeah, I think the Gavin shop was born from the ball breaking sessions at Crescent Street Tattoo,
Easily.
overseen by Cosmo.
And I mean, really, you could go back 30 years.
Well,
from the
of course.
But it really started to come together at the Crescent Street shop.
Yeah, I mean, previous to the podcast, we were up there once a month,
Easily. Yeah.
at least, you know, and yeah, like Pablo said, the holidays are always fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Like our schedule's all off here because of the fucking
Exactly.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
deal.
We're here on a
And-
Friday night, which is not
It's
what we've been
absurd.
doing. And it's messing with. And it's the night started off messed up because I think we're doing it on Friday night. Not
Yeah, this
Thursday.
night's been fucking jinxed, man.
Oof,
I'm glad we're here doing this. And
Scott's usually wine tasting tonight.
Yeah.
He's fucking got to deal with us.
He's the wine and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm
I don't know why I found that funny. That was pretty good.
Hey, you pop.
when I'm
Yeah, I
not
do.
out, you know, in the suburbs playing polo with a couple of friends.
With the pussy posse. with DiCaprio and
Yes.
the pussy posse.
Yeah, we're like this.
Playing polo with the pussy posse.
Yeah.
But yeah, the parlor's my that's my fucking hangout.
Some of Pablo's best material has actually
That
Yeah,
is true.
that
Been
is
born at
that
that
is
shop.
without question.
He's
So,
never quite as funny once you put him on the mic, but if you catch him at the shop one night,
Arguably incorrect.
Arguably,
arguably
well played.
Romeo Ray.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I already hip Jackie to some stuff I'm gonna get. I mean, I was trying to be sleeved up by end of the year, but it ain't gonna happen. But it's just interesting how you just can fucking email her now, like the flash work. It's nice to do every now and then, but heads are just email you now and
well,
you can
I
get
mean, I
fucking
think
whatever on your body.
It's like with with every other aspect in life, everything changed with the availability and the access to the internet and to stuff on your phone and to this and that.
Yeah, because flash work in France is now available to you in
Yeah.
Philadelphia or to a kid.
well, you know, things like Pinterest and Instagram and this and that, people are getting ideas that they would have never kind of come up with on their own. So they're doing variations of things they're seeing online or things like that, where you know, it's just like everything else. The tattoo business has changed. Now everybody's bringing in their stuff as opposed to looking at something on the wall and saying that's what I want to get. Now it's more. I mean, Pinterest is a big one. Like females love that.
What is Pinterest?
I'm not exactly sure.
Does anyone know?
Yeah,
I know
I
my.
have no
It's a
idea.
thing that you look at pictures.
Yeah, it's like you have something you like, you post it up on your Pinterest board. It's like a clipboard, right? Is that what it's supposed to be? A virtual clipboard. Like, it's like a scrapbook. It's like, oh, I like this. I'm going to put it up.
A lot of the ladies like.
Yeah.
My wife does that. She doesn't do Facebook. Let's put it that
Right.
way.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I know
Like,
my niece does something, and she was talking about recipes.
recipes and
Yeah.
pictures of hunky dudes and
Dogs
they
and
put up-
cats
they
and
put up bow hunks?
hairdo
Yeah.
stuff and makeup gimmicks.
Ah, okay.
and shit.
I think
man.
they kick you off
But
if you
there's a
don't
lot
put at
of-
least 3 pictures of your kids up a week.
It's
Boots
like-
right off the fucking
You
site.
But it's a
Wrong
lot
Yeah.
of tattoo shit too, like gimmicks, like little
Yeah.
like this and that.
Little broad gimmicks.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the quality of the stuff that they're asking for is
Well, the
higher?
problem is that the problem that I find is that a lot of the pictures that you'll see online were posted right after the tattoo was done, and it hasn't gone through the healing or aging process on any level. So, a big thing right now on gimmicks like Pinterest is that is very small cursive writing, for example, very small, and when it's first done, it looks really good, but as it heals and starts to age, all those letters will start to close up on themselves because there's not enough space in there. But a lot of times, some people don't understand that. They say, well, this picture looks really good. And it's like, yeah, it's possible to do that tattoo, but because, Jackie and Tony have been tattooing for as long as they have, and there's a knowledge of how something's going to look
Yeah,
in
there's
5
there's
years,
foresight.
10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
right.
And this is something you're going to have forever. So, I tell people all the time, it's not like buying a pair of pants where you decide you don't like the pants, you fucking throw them out or bring them back or whatever. You kind of have to, and most people are pretty open to the suggestions,
I mean, is there any amount of maintenance that would make that doable, or is it
Nah, I mean, when tattoos, just the way they age, they naturally start to spread in your skin because your body's breaking down the pigment.
Right.
So it starts to spread and starts to blur a bit. So if you don't give lettering, again, for example, enough room in between the letters and like, the space in an O or an E, if you don't give that enough room to still spread and still hold its shape, it'll close in on itself. So it starts to look like a blur as it ages.
And I imagine with those like calligraphy fonts or whatever, you know what I
Right.
mean, like where it gets really thin on some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be a problem.
And that shit looks awesome if you do it large enough. It's just, a lot of the again, I use Pinterest because I don't know another example off the top of my head, but a lot of these pictures, certain people just want a little gimmick tattoo and they just want it, for whatever reason, small little thing, and they want it to be fucking 45 words, and it's like, it doesn't work that way. Right. You can't write out fucking half a Dave Matthews song. Because it means
You shouldn't
something
write
to
out
you,
any part
but-
of a Dave
Well,
Matthews song.
that goes without saying.
But no, I said something like recently on Twitter, like especially with like the younger generation, more specifically like these young rap kids. I'm like, you motherfuckers know this shit don't wash off, right? Be like, when the rap shit dries up and you got to work in a cubicle,
No doubt.
like that shit on your face, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you won't be working at a cubicle.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
Getting through the front door.
That's what I'm
sorry to tell
saying.
you that.
It's like I feel like when I said it, like there was a slight vibe of like, well, you're covered, and I'm like, I'm cool, man. I don't never got to work no square job.
Yeah.
So like,
Vic, can I have the
it
TPS
seems to
reports?
me-
Do you have the TPS reports?
to me,
we got a conference at 2.
I mean, I can
You're never gonna see
really,
that.
Jesus Christ, man.
I can really only speak for me and Vinny to an extent. Like we made a choice very early in our lives that we weren't going to go that route of working a 9-to-5 kind of during the week job. And it's not a criticism of any of that, but that's just sort of the choice that we made. And there's times where that becomes not, you suffer for that. You don't have money. You can't pay this bill. You can't pay that bill. But there's a certain freedom that comes with it
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
absolutely.
And these are, they're decisions that we made a long time ago. And I feel like a lot of young kids now, don't realize some of the potential repercussions to some of those decisions.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was an eloquent way of saying what I said in a rude,
Yeah, pretty much.
condescending way. You know what I mean? I guess it's just sometimes it aggravates me. If like,
I got a question, kind of like an etiquette thing, sort of playing devil's advocate. But here's something I always wondered about: tipping your tattoo artist. What's the general rule of thumb?
There isn't one. It's appreciated,
Obviously.
and I mean, I would say 90% of the customers that we have, especially regulars of Jackie's and Tony's, tip very generously. It's not necessarily expected.
I was waiting for that.
It's not expected,
Mm-hmm.
but it's appreciated.
Is there a general amount, like a percentage amount, when you go
It's
out
not
to
like-
eat, they always
nah,
tell you
nah,
20% of the bill?
Nah, I mean, none of us see it that way.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I
on the
mean?
other side of that, I mean, heads who don't have any ink, when they walk in and they want like a logo or something small, I mean, they think the price matches the size. So you're talking like what, 75 minimum?
Well,
Know that as like a newbie going in getting ink.
Well,
That sounds low.
it's there's a certain cost for setup. You know what I mean? Each tattoo, there's a new setup, and there's a certain cost that we pay to just set up for a tattoo.
Right, you're not using the same needle for every person
Right,
all
and
day.
a lot of people don't.
Tommy Lee style.
People who are just getting hip to getting people who are getting hip to or just getting hip to getting tattooed sometimes don't think of certain things like how much did this cost for the setup? How much does this cost for this and that? Why is there a minimum price? Why is there
the
this?
same
Even
exact
though
way
this-
that kids don't understand that it costs money to press a record, money to record
Mm-hmm. Right.
a record, money to
Right.
make it.
You
know,
know,
what I mean?
and
Because
anybody who most of the time, unless you're an owner of a shop, if you're tattooing in a shop, you're giving a percentage of that to the shop.
It's like a barbershop kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you pay for
exactly.
your chair.
You're renting
It's
the
a house.
space.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, you know, when you say a tattoo's $100, that person's not, for the most part, not getting $100 of that. It gets broken up into this is the cost to set up for the tattoo. This is the percentage that the shop gets, and then I'm left with X amount. And when you break it down like that, and you also break it down like you're getting something that you are going to have from this day until you die. It's real. The price.
You don't want
is
the bar.
really-
You don't want the bargain tattoo. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
no,
Right.
it's just like the price is not. I mean, if you break up $100 tattoo,
For something that's going to last you 40, 50 years.
right? You're paying what? You're paying what? $2 a year
Yeah.
for the rest of your life? Like, come on, man. You know. But people, you know, and I don't fault people. Some people don't think in those kind of terms, and we've often said, look, this is the reason why, because there are people who kind of $100. What the fuck? $200. What the fuck? You know, and. I've often said it's the only business in the world where you can go in, ask for a price, and then bitch about the price. Like, you don't go into the fucking Target and see a pair of pants and be like, $45? What the fuck? And go up to the dude and be like, my cousin will fucking get me these pants for fucking $35. But we hear that often enough that, you know, and if I'm in the right mood, I'll kind of break it down to somebody and say, you know, this is the reason why things are, you know, this is why it's this price, and this is why things are this way.
Also, are there the kinds of shops where you could get something cheaper that
Oh,
was
sure.
gonna be a
Sure.
mess?
Well, I mean,
Sure.
how many shops are in Philly right now? Used to be
Or
three
down
back in the
down
day.
down the shore, like
no, I mean, it's like there's so many that put out bad work, but then you have a whole huge percentage of the population that has bad work, gets bad work, and doesn't know it's
Yeah.
bad work.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting.
It's like music.
That's
Yeah,
an interesting.
Yeah, very much so.
It's an interesting aspect that you just brought up, because there are people who come in and say, "Hey, I need this tattoo finished," and it'll be, you know, an outline for something, and we'll say, "Well, you can't just kind of start filling in. You got to redo this whole outline." Well, why? It looks fucking, and you can't debate an opinion with someone. Just because I have been around tattoo stuff for as long as I have doesn't necessarily make my opinion right. You know what I mean? If you're happy with it, that's all that matters. Could it have been done way better? Yeah, absolutely could. But hey, man, you got to fucking wear it. So it's on you. It's not for me to say. I'm not one of those people who judge people who, when they come in, and I'll see motherfuckers on like social media or whatever, like, you know, kind of taking shots at some of the customers and whatever. And I honestly, like, some people might not like some of the shit I have, or some of the shit that you have, or some of the shit, whatever. It's all opinion, and it's all whatever. Like, I don't ever knock anybody because of what they want to get, but I will say this is not a great idea. Why don't we do it like this? That sort of thing. You know, I certainly don't expect fucking average, you know, dude who's getting 3 tattoos in their life to get, you know,
the fucking unicorn
5
hole
different
and the
fucking
yeah.
no 5 different variations of spider webs like a lunatic like I got. You know what I mean? Like,
Or what are the Johns on my back? I didn't know, wind bars or whatever.
Yeah, I have
like
them
I
on
didn't even
my-
know what the fuck they were, and they're on my back.
yeah.
I have wind bars on my arm just to connect shit, so there's continuity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was like,
Yeah.
yo, gimmick these up, because that's what's gonna create continuity, not whether or not like, yo, this is, I love wind bars, they're great or something.
Right.
It's like, yo, in order for this to look, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you can't see skin on, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the objective.
Yeah.
I don't want skin to be seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or it has to be doing something. There's got to be something in that skin.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
fucking way.
There's-
Throw a
there's-
skull in
using
there.
there's
negative
always
space.
Yeah, if I've never skate, put a skull in there.
There's different levels of people who get tattooed. You know, there's people who will get 1 or 2 in their whole lives, and then there's people who are kind of that mid ground where you and Sicko kind of are, like that mid. You know, I wouldn't say heavily tattooed, but have a bunch of them. And then there's lunatics like me and Vinny who are doing whatever. Like, oh, you're gonna tattoo that on my head? Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what
like
we're fucking
if
doing.
Jackie comes in tonight and has the equipment in her car, I'd be like, tattoo my face right now. But I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow like, what did I do? I'm just gonna keep going about
And
my
there's
day.
there's nothing wrong with any of those things. It's just something that I've observed over time. Just sort of since we're talking about it, just sort of.
I mean, when you started years and like, you know, when you first started getting heavily, was your mom like giving you any Italian shit? You know what I mean?
No, my parents were cool about it.
Because I mean, I feel like my mom's kind of does the like, they're my hands.
Yeah.
They're my arms. I made them. You know what I mean? Like every time we're
It's called guilt.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, you know, Jewish kids know the Jewish mom guilt. It's like Catholic.
much different with
It's
Italian
not
moms.
Italian moms or Catholic guilt. Or
Yeah.
it's like my mom does the like, has never. I mean, in my life, like never really done the like, no, you can't do that. She
Yeah.
does the guilt gimmick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time I'm with y'all and I get more things. I'm getting older, but I still get tattooed. A big part of it's just to hang out with y'all, and I don't care that my skin's being
Exactly.
covered. But you know, at this point, I'm too far gone in terms of turning back tattoo wise.
Definitely.
Every time I have a bad idea for a tattoo, like, should I get this fucking thing on my face? It's like, like it matters.
Yeah, like there's no. Basically,
like it doesn't even fucking matter.
any
at this
idea
point.
I have and send to you that you say yes to, I'm there like 10 days later. If I send you shit, you're like, nah, that won't. Nah, it's dope, but it won't be a dope
Right,
tattoo. And then
right.
I'm like, all right, I'll just like scroll around until
Right.
I come up with an iller idea. And then I'm like, yo, what about this? You're like, fuck, that's heavy. You're gonna get Pazuzu on you? Like, see you Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but yeah, with my mom, like, now I'm getting the like, are you done yet? And I'm like, Ma, like at this point,
Like it's
what are you sweating at this point?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like where what would I do that would like upset the shit out of you? Like probably cover my face. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably some like,
Let's save that to the end, shall we?
no, see Pablo, like,
I know.
I'm not a
Pablo's
face
like-
guy. I'm not a face guy at
Pablo's
all, man.
disappointed with that.
Yeah, he
Pablo
draws
was
the
there
line
when
in the
I did
sand.
this one.
yeah, but when he got his face, Gavin got his face and his head done, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll start on my face or whatever. And Pablo almost had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, B, you're my friend.
He's
What do you-
anti no matter who it is.
Yeah, but he was like, that's fine that's how he feels about. He was like gimmicking me like, yo, man,
Because
you
you're going
can't
to get
do that.
Bazooz on your face, too. It's going to be a crazy.
He cares
fucking
about
takedown.
you.
But who cares?
That would be heavy.
I don't know if I could. You're right. Wouldn't it be his? I could never look at him again.
All right, well, if you're like, because I don't want to look at that shit, then that's a fair answer. But like,
Not to say it won't
you
be
know I'm
dope.
not
Whatever
gonna-
you get will be dope.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying to you is like since
Pablo's like the voice of reason with tattoos, though.
yeah, but let's,
Before I did
To
this
the
one,
most
he's like,
unreasonable people on the planet, though.
Are we sure we want to go there? Is
no,
that
I
what
mean,
we
but
want to do?
has anyone in here like been responsible and worked like a normal job in here besides Pablo? You know what I mean? Since we got out of high school, the dude's always been responsible. It's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
like you said earlier. It's like we made this conscious decision to live a certain lifestyle, whether good or bad. Because I struggled for a bunch of years there. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I don't-
Y'all struggle with me. You know what I mean? While doing your own thing, but you all help like my career. And there was those years where it's like, yo, you know, a couple hundred, a couple thousand here and there. You're like piecemealing shit together. You know what I mean? And then like, it's like.
I think I'm just used to seeing like skin on faces.
Oh, word! You got
There's
Are
a
there-
tagline.
Are there people with no faces?
you got a custom for that, did you?
Remember the Seinfeld line? I think all you have to do to be a cabbie in New York is have a face. His name was Muhammad, and the symbol for boron. I'm used to seeing skin on faces. Yeah, that's
see how that
official,
would
man.
become,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we're
pattern
now going to become a
in your
nation of avatars, really.
That's
We're gonna
official
be like
pistol.
the Navi Johns.
I mean,
I think it's just
I'll tell you where
it's a getting used type of John.
I'll tell you where I agree with you. Not a little bit, 100%. Like I went back to, there's like 23-year-old kids getting shit all over their faces. and
Right.
shit. And I, like,
Right.
they're like,
I'll tell
yo,
you
B,
this.
if you Lil Wayne, B, cover your whole face. You
Yeah,
got,
I mean, even like the-
you got 150 mil. There's no scenario where you're gonna be in the gutter.
Yeah, even skinheads getting shit on their face. Like you get that white supremacy swastika shit, and then 10 years later, you ain't really feel that way. You're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a whole.
Yeah, that's a whole
Now
different
you're
Well,
world.
that's
getting
the
in,
same. I mean,
I'm just saying you're getting into another line of stupidity. Though.
Yeah, there's 1,000 levels before that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying like dudes who get.
I'll tell you a weird observation I had.
What is that
five-
gimmick in your hand? For your.
For my beard, I wear.
Nah, all right.
it was bothering me too at the diner.
He had him on his
I
fingers.
put him here because they fucking break.
I thought it was
So
like
if
a
I
Lance
need 'em-
Armstrong John. He was like,
No.
live
showing
every day. Yeah, I like
solidarity.
to live every day,
I
John.
carry a
showing
couple of-
solidarity for manatees
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I carry a couple of them
manatees.
around in case I want to tie up the
I'm
gimmicks.
with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see, one of them fucking broke, so that's why I carry like 3 of them because they're fucking whatever.
Got a powerful beard, man.
Well, listen.
Going back to your thing about like 23-year-old kids tattooing
Oh
their
wait,
face
I
and
have
stuff.
this theory, which I don't know how much water this actually holds, but in England in the late 70s and early 80s, a lot of young people were getting their faces tattooed because it seemed to me that they felt like they had no, so they were just like, fuck it. They
Right.
had no future. And a few years ago, I mean, within the last 10 years, right, in the last 10 years or so, I've noticed that a lot of kids here are doing the same thing because I'm sensing a similar vibe
Yeah.
with fuck it. Like I got nothing to fucking
Yeah.
live for, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And I might as well look like a fucking VU as opposed to
Right.
But
having
accessibility is there too.
Agreed.
You know, like when we first got it tattooed, there was maybe 2 parlors, and you were either a Marine,
they're-
a biker,
Or a skinhead.
or a sailor, or a skinhead, or knew someone.
What the fuck is a sailor, bro?
It's
A
like a
na- in a
Marine.
Navy.
two
I've never heard no one be like, yo, I'm a sailor.
fucking Popeye.
At least he didn't say
I know
semen.
Popeye.
I mean, the clubs I go to.
when you were at the Blue Oyster.
no,
But I mean, it was harder to go in there and just get whatever, and they probably would be like, "Get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiot!"
Of course.
Where now
But-
they're on every corner.
I just think it's like I mean, there's people that are a huge part of pop culture. Like Wayne is a huge part of
Yeah.
pop culture, and he's got tattoos all over his face.
Yeah.
So like, that's instantly like, oh, I'll repeat that shit. Like,
Right.
but like we did when we were little, but
Right.
we did that shit with like Michael Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and going back to something that Gavin said too is like I think just about everybody in this room decided at a pretty early age what kind of paths we were taking.
Absolutely.
Like when we were 15, we knew Pablo is going to be like a regular dad guy, hold down a steady job, even if he keeps his foot in our world.
Absolutely.
Where the three of us were going to be
Our
degenerates.
world. What a gay. Our world.
There we go. He's just mad because he ain't a part of it.
Yeah. Your world.
There we go.
You got a problem with that?
I'm gonna
bro?
back off because that's like a whole nother fucking episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're not all right.
Hey, we're going on an hour, kicking ass, taking names.
Words. Wow, man. This guy's like unstoppable.
Did you drink coffee at the gimmick?
I just drank a new one.
A brand new one.
here we go.
So he's all sparked. the
We're
fuck
going
up.
till 3 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are good. That's
Fire.
Shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna take our first break for the night. I guess these fellas are gonna have a smoke, and we're gonna gather our thoughts. Come back for much, much more.
We got some questions from the audience coming up.
Yeah, we have a new segment coming up that we're just gonna tease.
We
We're
got
not
a
gonna say.
good one.
As we're gonna keep doing the recommendations. As we I think we started it the first time.
I'm gonna
last
put
week.
ice on this fuck lump on my head.
Gavin smashed his head. In
Yeah,
his
he's got like a
basement.
Daffy Duck cartoon lump.
It's
sprouting
fucking
out his
bullshit.
head.
It's like the Roadrunner gimmick.
Stuff.
What's the sicko? What's the email to send us questions?
It is bsbradio@jmthiphop.com.
So we've told y'all before, but send any and all questions there. And
I'm gonna go get my first tattoo on this break.
all right, Scott's gonna get tatted during his break. And,
Right on his face, too.
We'll be right back.
One, two, 1, 2, this is Blackistan, aka Black and Stanley Kubrick, aka Black Sufoli, aka Black and Stan Lee, aka Black Atola Khomeini, aka Prime Minister Black, and you are now listening to the Broad Street Breakdown.
Lord of mercy,
We're rolling.
Lord of mercy. Shout out Blackistan. What up, Papa?
What up?
Yeah, we are back.
What up, Black?
Broad Street Breakdown. We are back. Broad Street Breakdown is brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo. 4371 Crescent Street, Philly, PA 19127. CrescentStreetTattoo.com. Facebook.com/Crescent Street Tattoo.
What up, Jackie? What up, Tony?
What up, y'all? Also brought to you by No Slam Dancing, No Stage Diving, No Spikes, an oral history of the legendary City Gardens. A book written by one of my oldest, closest pals, Sicko, and Amy Yates Wolfing. Am I saying that correctly?
That is absolutely correct.
So,
My other wife.
Yes.
Amy Yates Wolfing. What up,
So,
Amy?
yeah, usually
Who
we-
actually, Amy is a huge fan of the Broad Street Breakdown. She has loved every episode. So
Thank you, Miss Amy. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. So, well, we usually take a 5, 10, 15-minute break so the fellas can smoke. And,
this one was a little different than we normally do.
Yeah.
We had some activity going
I think
on.
I think what I'm gonna do now is typically we record the podcast and then when the fellas go home, me and Scott stay till the wee hours recording vocals, and for various reasons that will go unspoken, that hasn't worked out very well. So I think the gimmick we're gonna do now is do the first half of the show. I'm gonna do some vocals while these guys relax and get their heads together, and then pick up. Actually, just recorded a joint for my new solo record. It's called The Cornerstone or The Corner Store. That's the name of my next solo record, Vinnie Paz. Working on a joint produced by Jay Zone and.
Jay's
What up,
gonna get
Jay?
around.
And Jay Zone, a huge fan of the gangster rap episode and all the weird records I named. And
Nice.
he knows even more of them. Also, Ill Bill and I, Bill was just here working. We're working on Heavy Metal Kings Part 2. It's called Black God, White Devil. So, new Vinnie Paz, new Heavy Metal Kings. Stoop told me he's got a bunch of beats for the next Jedi Mind Tricks record. And also we have a bunch of stuff for Stoop's solo records. Some soul, some funk, some jazz, some reggae. It's not a hip-hop record. So with that said, am I all caught up with business, John?
I believe so.
I believe so.
I'm caught up right now?
I think so.
All right.
You feeling good? You feeling good?
I mean, are you?
I'm feeling great.
Because we're about to...
Knowing what's coming?
Yeah.
We're all feeling good.
Ladies and gentlemen, to our family out there, we're introducing a new segment to the show, a segment that will continue on until
because there is going to be a wealth of material.
endless supply of material.
This is kind of just crazy.
Yeah, we present to you
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
So we're about to get into Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
I can't not hear that. and
You
crack
wake up, you come into work, and then you come into that. It's great.
So
Hit it one more time.
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
Come on, that's gold.
let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Oh my god.
So we've all known each other for a really, really long time, to the point where when we met, we were really at the age where none of us had money. So I guess when you're a certain age, it's hard to gauge who is cheap, who is gracious, who is
Frugal.
Who
is a
We had like
spendthrift.
$7.42 between fucking 10 of us.
Exactly. And if that got some trees and some more liquor, then it was,
That was that.
that was that. You
Bag
get
of rap
older, you
snacks.
get a bit older, and everyone has different levels of money and different varying degrees of success, if you will. And this is when you start maybe figuring out who might be, as you said, frugal, as I'd like to say, a cheap fuck.
A spendthrift, if you will.
Thrifty, if you will. I guess it was, maybe 20 years ago, I started recognizing Pablo was little. He wasn't really willing to get off his wallet, as we say.
But I think we should give the disclaimer too, and I think you've always said this. He's only cheap with himself. He's like real generous to his friends. He'll pick up a bill.
He will.
I've seen it. I know you want to know, Sal. I've seen it.
I haven't.
But when it comes to what they call life hacks and such things like that, he's the
They
king.
call it what?
Life
What
hack.
is that?
Life
What does
hacks.
that mean?
What does that mean?
Those are things you see it online all the time. Like okay, you know the little plastic tabs that come on bread? You take those and you use that to like keep your computer wires all in one place. It's called a life hack. Swear to God, I'm not making it up.
I understand. So it's a gimmick.
Right. He's the king of these gimmicks, but in a saving way kind of mode.
Okay, now I half agree with your statement. He's never paid a bill that I've been there.
I've seen it. I'm not gonna.
But on the other side, he is the dude who, if someone was jammed up, he would help them out.
Absolutely.
He would lend them whatever they needed.
Absolutely.
If you needed him to pick you up at 3 a.m,
Absolutely.
he would do it.
He's done it.
But that does not fucking excuse. It does not excuse some of the shit that I've seen in the past 25 years. I've seen a lot of shit that, like, there's shit where you're like, whatever. And then there's shit, like, I fucking go home and I'm laying in bed and I'm offended by his behavior. This guy's behavior is pretty offensive. So, speaking of offensive, I have to be on the offensive when we're out together and make sure that it's not allowed to happen.
Absolutely.
Let's say, now you're saying he's willing to pay. I won't let him pay because he's going to tip him $2.
True.
And I'm going to tip him
True.
$50.
Absolutely.
So I have to bypass that. Even when he's like, Paz, you want a drink? I'm like, you know what? No. Here's the credit card. What do you want? Because if we blow up a $300 bill and he leaves a 20, my fucking name's gonna somehow get drug in the mud because I'm fucking Vinnie Paz.
Absolutely.
They're gonna be like that jerk off that was with him, that bozo. They're not gonna remember him.
I mean, how was the service though? How was the service?
See what I'm saying? He's already.
This shit ain't free. You know what I'm saying? My love ain't free.
See,
That's an 8. That's an 8.
Yeah.
so look, man. To our listeners, these stories are endless. There's some we know. Presumably, there's some we don't know.
I'm betting there's a whole world we don't even know about.
But we have to say also that it should be known that he's got a very good job.
So does his, yes.
He's a very upstanding kind
Absolutely.
Definitely, and so does his wife.
Right.
And you know, we've kind of made an agreement not to get too deep into any of our personal lives or real names, any of that. He does well for himself. He's got a beautiful wife and beautiful kids, and the cheapness is not due to a lack of money.
Absolutely.
That must, if you broke, that's the whole
It's a
different
whole
ballgame.
different story.
and
Yeah.
you're pulling life hacks, then I get it.
Yeah,
Please don't. We don't have to use that term.
No, we really don't.
That's
Yeah,
a,
Fucking
that
hipster
shit
term.
blew my mind.
it
What
gave
the
me.
fuck was
I
that?
actually got a douche chill when he said that.
Right.
I'm still.
That's like
Can we edit that out for later?
I'm still
So
trying
we,
to-
so
I think
we,
first and foremost, he's here to help. He's here to help all you listeners.
I mean, no one's going to
navigate
listen
your
anyway,
life.
so you're
Oh,
fucking
I'm
just gonna
listening.
throw
Oh,
your shit away.
Doesn't matter. Us, we in this
We're
room.
listening.
no
We're
one's.
listening.
You mean no one's gonna listen from an entertainment value or listen to your actual tips?
Listen to my actual tip.
I've said some shit on the internet before, right? And I have a nice following in terms of followers about something being cheap or not, and a lot of people, when I've said something was cheap, like barked on me. So there's a lot more cheap people in the fucking world than you think.
Yeah.
So they might mark out for you and be mad at us because.
Well, the subliminal message
we
with this
go.
whole thing is efficiency and one planet. And I hate wasting.
There we
like
go.
I look at Gavin with his fucking water bottles, and I want to fucking punch him in the face because that's a big waste.
First of all, you're not punching me in the face
Yeah.
ever, and then second of all, I'm going to fucking bring more water bottles just because I know it annoys you now.
All that shit now is going to be in the Pacific Ocean.
What the Pacific Ocean's on it? Bro, we're 3,000 miles from the Pacific,
And that's
bro.
where they
the one
dump
that
it.
runs
Once
to
it's
the
done, that's where
ocean.
they dump it.
That's where they dump it?
In the Pacific
In the
River.
Pacific River.
That's how it gets to the ocean.
That's how it gets to the ocean.
I just really have a question.
Look, man.
Do you like mahi mahi? 'Cause
Listen,
that shit ain't gonna be here tomorrow.
listen, let me
You better
tell you
fucking
something,
eat it
man.
up right now, motherfucker.
you're fucking
That's a
lying,
bottom-
bro.
it's a bottom
You are
dweller.
not cheap.
Wow.
You are not cheap because you love the environment or.
Nah, I
You love
hate
a
waste.
dollar.
I hate waste on every
But
aspect.
okay, now.
Maybe it's just because I get pinch a dollar, maybe.
Maybe.
But
All right, but like, what do you mean you hate without giving the tip away that's coming? Like, how does that? Like, I've been with you where you've been like, you'd rather walk 9 miles than pay $15 for parking. How does that? What's the waste?
it's
there?
kind of a sickness. I was in
Kind of.
Jamaica.
Kind of. Now we're getting down to the core of the problem.
I'm still popping.
It's a sickness.
for pinch a dollar.
So this isn't a tip. This is part of the sickness. You
Okay.
ready? I'm in Jamaica
Okay.
drinking those fucking
Lord
tropical
mercy.
drinks all day.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the gimmicks
I got
with the
crazy
fruit.
heartburn, right? Run out of meds. Don't buy more meds at the pharmacy because I know I have more meds at home. And I just had heartburn for the rest of the week.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely ridiculous.
like that's. I know this is where, like, in terms of listeners, think I'm supposed to try to make a funny joke, and it's just a fucking mockery, man.
Absolutely.
Like that's not how life works.
No.
What did you gain from that?
Right.
Like you took an L for days and felt like shit.
Save $5.75.
on vacation.
But for
It's
what?
on
What is that
vacation.
$5.75
I don't
now?
know. A rainy day, I guess.
And what did it go to?
Did it rain while you were there? No.
It did not rain when we were there.
All right, so I guess we're just. I mean, you're not saying anything.
I don't know. I
He's
don't know
fucking ain't
what
want
to
to say
say.
shit because he's fucking on my shit list with the water bottles. That's why he ain't saying shit.
Green Pablo. That's what they call him around the way.
There's no jingle for that, my friend.
Well, I mean, with no further ado, it looks like we're getting
cares
to.
about the environment.
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
I love that more than
Come on,
life.
motherfucker. Let me hear it.
Lay it on us.
Let them know, man.
So I don't really know why you guys find this interesting, but
Okay, you don't know what you.
and the best part is that when this was first brought up to me, I had to really delve into what you guys would think was cheap.
I'm okay.
To me, it's just a way of life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This
is gonna be
yeah.
good.
This is great.
Like
man.
some things were overheard, and then you would stop and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck did you just say?
Oh, I will-
and that
whoa,
goes
whoa,
right
whoa.
into the checklist.
I understand how you're working now. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, because you'll just say some shit in passing that's
Yeah.
some fucking mind blowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like it's like it ain't no thing.
True. So this one is going to be laundry detergent.
Okay.
It's that liquid shit you put in the wash.
we know what's going on.
All right.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
I wasn't sure.
People out there. laundry.
We're rinsing this shit in the Pacific River.
Right. Pacific Rim. Hey, yo.
Beating it on a fucking rock in the fucking Pacific River.
Stonewash. You know stonewash.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Getting
doubt.
hit by bottles.
So anyway,
Go by.
these fucking containers are made really weird with the nozzle where the stuff goes back in.
The laundry detergent.
It makes no sense. Every other bottle in the world pours like a
like a
pour
water
jar.
bottle or something.
These fucking detergents for some reason pour differently with a spout.
Right.
So either way, at the end of the day, when you're done this thing, there's still like a cup left in the bottom that you cannot get out.
Oh my god.
And it just fucking eats my ass up that these fucking there's a fucking and you can go upside down and jiggle, but this lid like stops it from making it there some way.
I mean,
So to combat that, what
So
did
what
you
you
do?
You take any
I'm
house.
fucking all wrapped up in this.
All right,
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
So you
Go
get
ahead.
near the bottom, you get your household X-Acto knife, and you cut yourself a little hole in there.
Where?
Bang. Anywhere near the bottom.
Anywhere.
I don't do the bottom because that it's a thicker plastic.
'Cause
So
you
I
can
kind of do. Yeah,
you do a little
you
gimmick
go
on the
up about an
side.
inch on any type of the side,
Uh-huh.
and you just cut like a little hole, is whatever you want, and then it comes right out.
How
man.
much money
Yeah.
do you
Can I-
reckon you're saving by doing this?
It's not going in the landfill.
No, man.
Can I? Yeah, I don't believe that. Can
Yeah,
I
it
say
is, 'cause
something?
You're
I
washing
will
it
pay.
down the drain,
right.
Eventually.
And where does the bottle end
But
up?
it's still washing my clothes. I bought this product for a specific purpose, and a part of it is not going into the trash can.
In terms of fluid ounces, what are you gaining?
Let's put it this way. I don't know, but let's say in 2 years it saved me from buying one $350 bottle. I'll deal with that.
Can I? I will pay $10 extra to not do that.
Exactly.
With the exact.
Oh no, okay, we'll get it done.
Like I'll pay to not do that. That's.
I know you will.
That's.
'Cause
Yeah.
You're like you make it rain everywhere.
Here's the fuck.
You
Here's
walk
the,
down the Italian market making it rain. You're like the Rocky of money.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
fucking whipping shit out. That's like what? Fuck.
The
That
Rocky.
was good though. I
the
thought for
Rocky
it, but
of
I
money.
don't get it. I don't know if I get it.
What? Here's the thing, though. Like, if you're doing that stupid fucking gimmick of yours,
yeah.
and it jams up and goes flying and slices your finger open,
Yes,
there's like $4,000 at the fucking hospital.
that is a problem. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
And it clearly is, and that shit's going to happen.
Right. Oh well.
Now,
Do you get enough out of cutting that to do another?
Not a full load. No.
Like a load?
You got to start
No?
the next one.
Wow.
Yeah, see, now you're getting into
Wow.
insanity. If he was like, there's a whole other load of laundry,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it, but I get it.
Wow.
Right.
So you,
It's
It's enough for a
insane.
good start. I'll tell you that much.
You know what? There's
Do
something
you fill up the whole gimmick?
the
no,
top.
No, not with this brand I use. You can't go full blast, or the whole thing's a fucking sunbath.
What brand do you use?
Can't imagine.
I usually use Tide because I break out and everything else, but now Giant's got the fake Tide, so of course Scorky Chep is buying the fake Tide.
So that's cheaper
Half
than
price. yeah.
half
I
price.
can't believe he's even ever bought Tide.
No, I thought he was
It's
gonna
I have a
say.
skin John, and that's the only one I don't react to.
He's a little sensitive.
Yeah, Jackie put me
He's a
onto
little
that.
sensitive.
So
So you're buying.
There's so
Nide.
many questions.
there's this.
First of all, where did you come up with this? Is this your idea, or did you read it
just
somewhere?
No, burn my ass up. And some people said add water and it all comes out, but it's still you still have some type of solution in there. And I'm not playing the jiggle game.
Jiggle game.
I know. It's a guarantee. If I cut a hole, something's going to come out of it.
Let me. I mean, this is the first.
I'm letting that go.
This is the first segment.
It's going
First-
swimmingly.
Yeah, the first time we've done this segment. So, a little backstory. Prior to me telling you were cheap many a year ago, you weren't aware of that, correct?
No. In fact, when
That's
you first
the
started, I
beauty
was
of
very
it.
upset
Oh, I know.
of the
Accusation.
accusation.
Yeah, you did used to catch feelings. Now,
Yeah.
would you say this is hereditary without going too much into?
Kind of. It may have skipped a generation, or may have skipped a.
You don't. So, do you feel your
It's like
parents are not cheap?
glaucoma.
I feel my one parent. Yes, I feel my parents are, but my brother is not.
Oh, okay. I understand. Your
He
brother's
might
not.
be the complete opposite.
Okay.
He might take half the bottle tied and throw the other half out.
Okay. So
Because
I
it's
like. I
looks
like that.
different.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's how I get down.
Right.
So, it is hereditary. Now, do you feel this behavior will be passed down to your 3 beautiful daughters?
I doubt it.
Do you think your youngest is, your oldest is like, Dad, my daddy is cheap?
They don't know that
Not
what money
yet.
is really, so they're not really hip to whatever.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair answer. I'm just saying at some point.
And they're not flagrant, so they're not like, what do you mean I can't have 5 iPads? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
they're
I'm just
pretty
saying when it comes that time where they're going to run your pockets for like, oh, me and my girls are going to the movies or we're going to the mall.
Then they'll find
And
out.
then they'll find out.
Yeah, like you're splitting a popcorn.
Right.
With your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's like, I'll buy I'll buy other people's kids
And not for
popcorn.
nothing, I
right.
mean, that's if I'm buying popcorn. 9 times out of 10, that shit's under the jacket. We're getting hers popcorn from
Absolutely. I
the
knew that was
giant.
coming.
Right.
Under the jacket.
And I even got the
Under the
Johns.
sleeve, if you will.
So here's the deal too. You go to Five Below and you can get the fake popcorn Johns, the bags.
What?
So you bring the bags in from Five Below. You get
See?
the hers potato. You get the whatever popcorn from the store. Bang! You feed everybody there.
Yo,
But here's the thing.
I don't even know
I
what
just-
it just blew my fucking mind.
Here's the
man.
thing, though.
Christ.
Like, I feel like I pay to not do these things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it seems like a lot.
This
of
seems like
effort,
lots
man.
of work, man.
Not
Yeah.
when not when you're tapped into it.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that. You know how you said like most things that pour, most things that you buy, that
Yeah.
when you screw the top open, you pour.
Right.
You lose a lot of that shit because it stays in the cap and then it runs down the side. But those things, if I'm not mistaken, are designed so that whatever runs out of that cap
Exactly. Goes
makes it way back into the bottle because
Right.
of the design of the thing.
right. So you're not wasting detergent.
Right, so you're already
So you're already
ahead.
up in the deal.
Exactly.
Right.
But the last part will never make it out.
See, I don't believe that.
I'm
Just
not
sit there and
even
hold it.
aware of
Kind of
that.
I
it's
don't
a
even
sad
know-
story when you think
I
about it.
do 10,000 loads of laundry a week. Legit.
I
With
do
with the
just about
kids
as
and
many.
like 10,000.
I'm
easy.
with you.
I did 5 today. Shoot, 5 today. Okay, because
I
I
did
waited
3.
all
I
week.
did 3.
I did 5.
Did you do whites?
No, actually, I didn't.
All right, go ahead.
I feel like wintertime, the whites
Lighten up a little
yeah,
bit.
indeed.
right.
So I'm not aware of this
No one is.
phenomenon.
No one is, man.
That there is.
You're buying what he's
remnants-
selling is the problem.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it,
Nah,
and it's not working well.
Let's say, for instance, the girls want to go see a new Pixar movie.
Right.
You're telling me you're sneaking shit into the theater.
I'm not fucking paying that money for that shit. I'm
So
not
the-
paying $5 for a Snickers bar.
So let me repeat this question. There's a new Pixar movie.
There's very rarely any shit being bought at that concession stand. I'll tell you that right now.
So you sneak things into the movie theater.
Every day, all day since we were like 5.
Yep.
McDude Mall. We were go to CVS, get a big bag of potato chips.
He's
Gives a fuck.
he's doing the Costanza.
Now the kids are so you hand your kids shit from underneath your jacket.
Nah, what we do with the other John we do is we'll do a goodie bag beforehand.
Okay.
So we'll make like you do like the chocolates, like M&Ms, popcorn, whatever. So everyone's got their shit all ready. You used to do the juice boxes too. Fucking
They're-
couple of
they're
juice
all-
boxes in that
now he's got the
motherfucker.
kids smuggling.
They're all wearing
shit.
their cargo pants with the big.
They're all walking
Now,
like.
how does this get smuggled in? Your wife's purse?
Usually it's wintertime, but it's fine. And when kids were younger, you'd always have the diaper bag or something.
Okay.
And ain't no one gonna fucking check your bag.
No.
Especially a woman.
No. I used to walk in there with 40s in my bag. I'm not
I was
saying.
gonna say.
I'm not saying anybody's checking you, but I had no shame in my game with a backpack. Like, are you walking with a backpack?
No. It's all concealed within a jacket or sweatshirt or something or fleece.
And is the missus like your equal partner in crime? Is she all for
she's
this
absolutely not paying for a $10 popcorn.
Right,
I mean, I don't know if you've been to the movies lately.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
But we're not even talking IMAX. Regular tickets are like $10 times $5. Plus, like, that's just out of fucking control, dude.
But don't you
A
kind
family of 5 plus popcorn is like $20 to see fucking Iron Man jump out of the sky. I'm not doing it, dude.
But don't you kind of go into these situations knowing like, okay, I'm going to spend X amount of money tonight?
Exactly. It's
Not
supposed
if
to be
you
a
don't
night
have
out.
to spend X amount of money.
What in the grand scheme of things, what difference does that $20 make? in
I'm
the
just
big
not being
picture?
taken.
Who's taking you?
Yeah,
John
but if
Regal
you know you're
and
not
Jack
being,
AMC, that's who.
if you know you're not,
AMC and John Regal. Oh my God,
He's on a
man.
first name
He
basis.
is.
but if you're aware
The
of
markup is like out of control. It's like it being at a sports.
if you're
John.
aware of the work, then you're not being worked.
Right.
I don't get it.
Like he's saying, you're aware that you're taking an L. So once you go into that situation, you just take that out. Like,
Because I'm doing it for the people, for everybody else. That gets the blah blah blah.
That's right.
Exactly. So I'm like, we're
He's stealing
brothers.
your gimmick.
We're brothers. In
he's
this
implying
fight.
that what you did with the cheese sandwich is the same.
No, when I stand up for people with the cheese sandwich thing, I'm standing up for people like you who won't open their mouth to the fucking guy at the deli.
I'm sure the 14-year-old at the
Mine.
AMC photo booth, John's going to be like, "You're right, revolt." Turn this fucking movie down to a $5 price like it was back in the day. She ain't gonna give a fuck about nothing.
This is his version of sticking it to the man.
Right. I like to do the incognito style. That's what I like to do. They think they got it. They think they got me, but they don't got me. I got them.
No, I sneak shit into the movies, but it's shit you can't get at the concession stand. So
Now the only way you're making it come up is if you can go up till 10 p.m. and get your popcorn refilled.
Like, I don't even know that that's a thing.
I don't know
man.
what he's
AMC's.
talking about.
where was that a thing?
At the AMC by us, up till 10 p.m., buy whatever popcorn. You keep going up, refill.
Really?
So you can essentially buy one, go get a Five Below, get the empty bags, bing, bang, boom, come up.
Me
What's-
and Vinny
what's the Five
recently,
Below?
me and Vinny
Wow.
recently were talking about going to the movies before we decided that we don't
French
like
film?
leaving the
Foreign
house.
film?
No, we were going to go
Straight
see-
out of Compton.
Yeah. I can't even. We would not even begin to consider that. Like it's a next level shit, and I'm not even really criticizing it. I'm trying to understand it, and I know that we would go there and buy whatever gimmicks we wanted to buy and sit and watch the fucking movie and not think twice about the fact that we spent X amount of money and then leave and complain about sitting next to people and fucking go home.
Because going into the deal, it's a given. You're going to the movies. You're going to spend money on absolute crap. That's what going to the movies is.
I don't even fucking think that way.
Yeah.
Like when people are like, yo, man, like the movies is mad expensive. Like if I want to see some shit, I'm going to go see it. If I want a Snickers bar, I'm going to fucking eat the Snickers bar. I mean, typically depending on like, if you're a dude with his wifey or with your shorty or something, you usually get some dinner beforehand, then you go. If not, whatever. But like, I just have never thought of the price of anything. Like whether or not it.
When you're doing it times
Well-
5, maybe monthly, that's when the shit gets real.
Okay,
all I'm
that's
saying.
what you're saying, but you were like this before you got married.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So, like, to anyone that's listening is going to be like, yeah, well, you're talking to a dude with a wife and kids, and I'm here to let you know that
He was doing this when we were sneaking in to see CB4
exactly
20 years ago.
exactly.
Kids
So,
are no kids.
So I mean, this is a good poll if we could figure out polls on the Facebook page.
yeah,
Who sneaks shit in opposed to who buys
No,
shit.
no,
Oh, we can do polls.
I'm not saying. I don't know, man.
Don't try to understand it. Just accept it,
Yeah,
man. That's
like,
just the way.
I give up.
That's the way
I
this
give
segment's
up.
gonna go.
I give up. I mean,
You can't analyze
I
it.
got nothing. I'm done. Wow.
well, that has been.
Pablo's Cheapo tip of the week.
Take a bow, man. It was great.
That was something
It
else.
was superb, man.
That was something else.
I didn't even notice he's wearing his Florida Georgia Line cruise T-shirt
talking about?
today.
No, he's not. Is he
Wow.
really?
Yes, I just noticed it.
Oh,
He's got a shirt
What the
for a
fuck?
specific song from the band.
What the fuck?
You think this is
That
specific?
throws a whole new monkey wrench.
Well, you're right. So I got this off the official website, right?
Yeah.
And this is the actual cruise line. So you go,
He's off
you
book
just
now.
you go
This
to gear.
guy's fucking this guy's fucking whole outfit tonight is fucking out of control, man. It's like
You get this shit if you like to live the cruise lifestyle. This is the shit you buy.
I like
does that
that. I
even-
like
what
that he
is-
bought it at fucking 3X hip hop though.
That's the bro country style.
3X
You
hip
wear
hop
country shit baggy is what you wear.
for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
So-
how it's the flesh-colored shirt.
man.
It's like skin-colored.
Yo, man, he's dressed like a fucking Asian tourist, man. Yo,
What color? What color do I want this shirt? This shirt. in?
this dude just
Tan.
looks like he just fucking
Who
flew in from.
fucking
Skin color.
Who does that? Who buys a tan?
Yo, this guy looks like he fucking
shirt?
took the red eye from fucking Tokyo to Philly. His fucking outfit's like fucking out of control, man.
Wow.
Jesus
I'm,
Christ.
I'm appreciating the whole design. He's got a couple of eagles on that fucker. He's
Can
got
we
a-
hear
This
the
is
jingle
fucking
one more
couple
time?
Stars.
This shirt says freedom, man. That's what this shirt says.
How much did you pay for that?
Does.
How much did you pay for that?
Got paid 30.
You paid
Wait,
you
he-
fucking
for that?
30
But you
bucks for
bitch
that,
about $5
but you
Snickers
won't
bar.
fucking buy popcorn at the movies.
It's fucked up, isn't it?
That is.
All right,
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna.
That's fucking twisted.
It is. No, he's fucked in his head, man.
Wow.
He's sick in his fucking head.
Wow. See, now I, as a relatively normal person,
Okay.
would say, I'm not paying fucking 30 bucks for that. You couldn't give that to me and 30 bucks. But I'll go buy fucking 12 popcorns because I want some fucking popcorn. Like, I can't even.
Yeah.
All right, I'm slowly trying to put together what's going on. The shirt you're wearing, is that a band shirt?
That's the shirt.
That's the thing
That's one
from
of
the
these
last
shirts.
joint.
So
That's
we're-
the number one.
I know, but I don't believe that he's wearing that.
Oh, he's wearing it. Scott fucking pointed that shit out. I wouldn't
FGL.
even have noticed.
For the people in the know, it stands for Florida Georgia Line.
Wow.
And then the big font says cruise, and it's got a couple, like I said, eagles. And
Was
some
that the song
stars.
that he picked?
And
Cruise?
which one is
That's
the
the
song
song.
and which is the band?
The little gimmick
Florida
is the band.
Georgia Line is the band.
That's a band name? That's
Now,
terrible.
did you buy this shirt for the sake of getting us insane?
Of course.
Because
Okay.
because I know you well enough
Yeah.
to fucking know that you won't pay $5 for popcorn, but to anger us, you will wear a bro country
See,
shirt.
that's how he
Again,
redeems
That's
himself.
fucking twisted.
It is. He's
However,
he's
he'll
sick.
go all in for the
He's sick
bit.
in the head.
He is. He's fucked.
The sky's the limit.
However,
right,
this
yeah.
will not be the last time you see the shirt.
Well, that's where the cheapness comes
Exactly.
in. Because you bought it for a cheap pop, but now you're like, well, this ain't
Yeah,
going to
Now it
waste.
goes into the rotation.
Like, it's into the rotation.
The best is going to be when I wear it like out with wifey and has
To a-
to like fucking shirt.
Oh yeah, when you're like doing your normal like square life, people are gonna mark out for
Fucking
that
love
shirt,
it.
and you got to talk
Yeah.
about it.
But then we'll talk about the cruise lifestyle and it'll all be fucking
what
good,
the
man.
fuck is he keeps saying that?
Yeah, what is that, man?
Is that a life
Fucking
hack?
living good, man.
Living
Tailgating,
good.
chilling.
You
Cruise
don't
like a
tailgate,
boat,
man.
A boat
If
cruise.
I had a
Maybe he
fucking
did
life.
cruise
Yeah,
like
that's what I don't understand.
a
Cruise
boat
like drive
cruise?
around or a
Yeah,
boat?
cruise like
No. It's a truck. You're in a pickup truck with that thing. Right? Cruise?
All right, this is what
about
I
a truck.
thought.
You get the truck, then you tailgate, you get the girl, and you just drink beer and have a good time.
Can't believe we're talking about this
No,
again.
because listen,
and
he had
that's cruise.
he had a polo
Cruise.
he had a polo hoodie on,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't peep game, and my eyes are so bad. I saw the word cruise, and I'm like, oh, him and wifey went on a fucking stupid cruise.
Yeah.
They gave him a shirt, so he's
Right.
wearing it as his under gimmick
Right.
underneath the polo gimmick.
Wait a second.
I do have the sandal shirt that Michael
I
Scott
knew it.
wears in the office.
Oh, I like that though.
That one.
I'm an office mark
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
day long.
I knew you would get that. Yeah, I had that sandal shirt, too.
Yeah. That's where he banged Jan.
Yeah. Yeah, good time.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm still
Whoa,
fucked up
some
by
lights
this.
just go off? Oh.
This whole detergent thing is still throwing me for a loop.
I mean, there's nothing that can be said.
I mean, you might as well just jump into the mailbag at this point.
Yeah, let's do
before
that.
it gets
'cause,
ugly.
Can we hear the jingle one last time?
Oh, I thought you were gonna play Cruise again.
Get the hell out of here.
Pablo's Cheapo tip of the week.
Thank you.
that's that.
And that's,
Yeah,
that's
that was.
our-
We got more than we bargained for.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it's
yeah,
gonna
so-
get darker, I predict.
I guess we've given out the our email for questions from heads who are listening wherever you're at around the world. It's bsbradio@jmthiphop.com. Did we got some questions, Pablo, this week? Or?
Yep. They are getting better, I'll tell you that much. I think heads after episode 3 kind of got the gist.
So we got like both of our listeners emailed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And one of them was not Planet this time.
Yeah. So
Planet's our number one
I'm gonna curtail a
Planet.
couple of them for next week because Cousin Frizz isn't with us.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Jeff will like this. A recent BSB listener poll shows an overwhelming 80% agree with you on the Billy Joel.
Only 80?
Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That number should be much higher, though.
Some heads like that shit.
Nah, I'm not buying it. Nobody likes
Nobody
that
I
shit.
know, but heads.
Nah, they're not heads, though.
They're just dudes.
Look, man, the
They're
Joel,
just something.
the
Either love 'em or you
Billy.
hate them.
Not
I mean, look,
having
man,
it.
it's the Piano Man, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Glass
So,
houses.
so this one bull, no
Maybe,
stayer, hit us up.
Oh, that's my man Mick.
First, he says, "Big fan, long time listener." He's fucking popped on that.
For all 3 episodes.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was fucking laughing out loud. on that one.
Actually, this is my buddy Mick from a band called No Stayer. If you're a fan of like older, if you're familiar with Nice Records that put out like Motorhead stuff, or if you dig old, just hard UK metal, check out No Stayer.
All right.
So he wrote us a question.
His question's heavy. So he says, "How did the Smiths get a pass from the old punkers? I vehemently hate Morrissey and
You
don't
what?
get him.
You what?
I vehemently.
I thought he was saying he said Vietnamese.
I'm
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, and I don't understand what he's singing about.
Go ahead,
I'm
start-
Vietnamese, and I don't know
start
what a
from the
Ouija
rip,
board
man.
is.
Vietnamese and I hate Morrissey. Hey, he fucking wrote it, man.
Wow.
Start from the top, man.
Oops,
Okay.
sorry. Mailbag.
Okay. How do the Smiths get a pass from the old punkers? I vehemently hate Morrissey and don't get him or the Smiths. I've been into punk and hardcore for a while and don't understand the love. What am I missing?
You want to start, Siggo?
I would love to.
Okay, please do.
I would love to.
I would love to. I kind of fit into this perfectly. I grew up anything that wasn't Slayer, Agnostic Front, like I had no interest in. For me, I don't know if it's anybody else, but you meet that one girl that's like, I love this, and you're like, yeah, whatever, but you'll put up with it.
Yeah, like the
because-
skate Betty.
Right, because you're trying to bang her. So you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you like this, but yeah, go ahead, put it on. Little by little, you start listening. For me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. Musically, what drew me in is Johnny Marr is one of the greatest guitarists to ever live. I'm like a literary kind of guy. I always grew up reading books. And Morrissey, like, you can take or leave his whole persona or whatever, but you can't fuck with him as a writer. He's the greatest lyricist, to ever do it.
I agree.
In my opinion. And after so many listens and you just get so used to it, you're like, all right, again. I say it's really heavy music, not heavy sounding like a metal band, but topically speaking, like the shit that he wrote is heavy. And I don't care who you are, what you're listening to. If you're a fucked up kid, you can listen to that. If it catches you at the right time, then you're sold for life. And you will overlook the jackassery of Morrissey. And for me, it's always been about Johnny Marr. And I don't know why it's a thing with hardcore kids specifically, because it was like everybody that I knew. Like, you could take the most tatted up skinhead like this guy, and you'll find out, secretly or not, they're a Smiths fan.
Well,
Well, you weren't a fan,
No.
and your wife, your
No.
ex-wife, was a huge fan, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Kathleen is a huge Morrissey mark, Smiths and Morrissey.
Okay.
And we've known each other at this point for 2 years. It took well over 15 of those years with me being 100% not having a note. No secret listening, no fucking whatever. I fucking hated it.
I believe that for a
hated
sec.
it,
I believe that.
Hated it, hated it, hated it. And one day, I was listening to it when I was working at a record store, and one of his new solo records came out, and all of a sudden it kind of clicked with me. And I had, right before that, I had read an article, I want to say it was in the NME, where it was talking about his his big Cholo fan base in California and his big skinhead fan base in England.
Right.
And I said, what the fuck am I missing here?
Right.
Like, these fucking dudes all like this shit. Like, what the fuck am I missing? And it just kind of clicked with me one day. But I don't have a deep explanation like you just did.
Yeah.
I like some of it and some of it I don't. I wouldn't say I'm a super fucking mark, but the stuff I like of his I like a lot.
Yeah, I'd say.
But then there's a
super
lot of
mark.
stuff that I'm like, I still ain't having.
That's understandable.
And for whatever reason, I tend to like his solo stuff a little bit more than the Smiths.
Which I think is crazy.
Well,
I mean, it's
listen,
solo. There's solo
I'll
stuff
go
that's.
along with the fucking crowd, sicko.
That's true.
I do my thing, man.
You do.
I do my own thing.
For me, I think Johnny Marr is one of the best guitar players of the last 50 years.
Amen.
I remember having an argument with a kid in school, a fellow heavy metal fan, who was kind of mocking me for listening to him, and he played guitar. So I gave him Big Mouth Strikes Again and told him, "Hey, just play this for me," and it blew the kid's mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to where he became a fan, but to where he was like, "All right, this guy's out of his fucking mind."
Yeah.
In terms of a player. I think the question is great in terms of why does a band like that's quote unquote soft get this free pass, and why do people in hardcore and punk like them? And like Gavin just said, that he doesn't have a deep answer. I don't have one. From the rip, I was a fan. From the rip, because that's who I was around. There were other bands that came from the UK that were trying to emulate that style / sound, and I never really got into any of them. Like, you know what I mean? When you were talking about like girls that would lead you into the Smiths, there were chicks who were like heavy into Susie and the Banshees and stuff like that. And like I might have liked the song here and there, but like I remember who was the those guys, the word Stone was in their name.
Stone Roses.
The Stone Roses. Like I know some people like loved them, you know what I mean? But there was definitely something different going on with the Smiths for me, like on a like something visceral.
Marcy's definitely a student of subculture as well.
Completely.
Yeah,
He
that's
always
the-
gets wrapped up in different subcultures. So he went through his fucking obsessive James Dean phase, and then obsessive glam phase, and then obsessive skinhead phase, and then the cholo phase, and like he addresses all these subcultures, and he's catching motherfuckers like motherfuckers are jumping on with it.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
One thing about the Smiths as a band, and even Marcy into his career, they really were the dictionary definition of an independent act. Like everything, even taking the name the Smiths, is the whole story being like at the time they came out, these 80s groups like Orchestral Movements in the Dark, they had these big floral, long-winded names.
Absolutely.
And, their whole Marcy coming from the school of punk rock, being raised on the New York Dolls and things like that was just like, as much as you can strip it down bare bones.
Yeah.
We're called the Smiths.
Absolutely.
And everything they did was independent. Their artwork on the record sleeves looked nothing like anything that was out at the time.
Yeah, and it was strange and weird pictures.
Artistically speaking, like they've broken a lot of ground, regardless of what they sound like, just their existence alone. I mean, even like they started gaining momentum, they could have had their pick of pretty decent sized labels, and they ended up going with Rough Trade because it was the independent.
Yeah, wasn't Sire putting it out in the U.S.
In
too?
the U.S., yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was like, I can't really say like, I don't have a story of the first time, I first heard them and blah, 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 blah. It was just like, all my old heads because I was so young. You know what I mean? Like I was 10 or 11. It's like you're listening to this, and it's like, oh, you're listening to Boogie Down Productions, and then Agnostic Front, Cause for Alarm, and then
Hat Full of Hollow.
yeah. It's, I don't. So
I mean, you can't tell me also that every punk and hardcore kid doesn't have chill music in their catalog. So it's not like,
some don't though. Some
I
refuse.
definitely did. There's tons of stuff that even as a younger teenage whatever, but it was never that. Never until I was way older. In my 30s until I got it. I'm not even sure what I got exactly.
no, I mean, but still, like, yeah, I mean, your
something.
chill shit could be reggae or your chill shit.
Definitely,
always, all day.
And two, I think there was a thing about being like a hardcore kid, especially as the 90s came around, because Marcy had that nice resurgence of his solo career. And I think it was sort of a thing. You know, you had bands like Quicksand coming around, and they really championed the Smiths. But I think it was a thing to be like, I'm so not trying to be like the cardboard cutout of what a hardcore kid is that I'm going to wear Smith shirts.
Yeah, and then that became a scene.
Right, exactly.
The idea of a non-scene became a scene.
Exactly.
It's like Quicksand set it off, and then you got Texas is the Reason.
Right. You've got that whole other line.
Yeah, the post-hardcore scene became what it was by being like, oh, I'm not part of that.
Right.
I'm different. And then I'm like, you're all the same now, just like you were part of the hardcore.
Exactly. Now 100 different bands followed what you sound like.
Yeah, it's like
You made
Quicksand,
your
The
own
Promise
scene.
Ring, Texas the Reason, then a
Absolutely.
whole other, you know what I mean, Captain Jazz, like then a whole other subgenre came along.
Absolutely.
There was no less.
And that was basically, those were kids who grew up listening to punk and hardcore, influenced by the Smiths. That's
and they
what
mixed it.
That's what all those
It
bands
is.
came out to sound
All of
like.
those bands sound like the Smiths with distortion.
Exactly. Which is the only reason why I can listen to them.
Yeah. Jeff loves all that, though.
Loves it. That's his
Have
favorite
at it.
shit.
You spend your time listening to that. I'll listen to the
I was waiting for it.
I'll listen to the paint dry on the wall.
You'll listen to Blast
Yeah.
all day.
All right.
No?
In my blood. In my
Heat
blood.
with Blast?
No. No
But
way.
yeah, to kind of go back to the original question, it is a strange phenomenon. I don't know if it's like our age group, if it's where we came up from. I don't know if like California posse hardcore kids went through Smiths. I don't know. But speaking for us, it was always a thing. You always had your tapes that were fucking, whatever, Life Sentence and JFA and all this shit you listen to. And there was always, wasn't even a store-bought Smiths tape. It was just like
No,
something somebody made.
the Smiths tape was for the ride home after the whole.
Yeah.
If the night was long.
I mean, for a lot of people, I think The Cure actually fits into that
Yeah.
too. The Cure always gets a
For
pick.
me, they do.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm a huge Robert Smith mark.
Totally.
So yeah, well, that's a nice bookend to that. Let's add that the Smiths,
Right.
and the Cure,
Right.
get a pass because a lot of that shit is fucking
And I don't think we
mega soft.
I don't
but
think any of us can really explain why, but it just is.
the explanation is that we don't have an explanation.
Exactly.
But I love those Cure records too.
Amen.
I'm a huge Cure mark.
But that was a good question.
Yeah, what up, Mick?
and he has a lot of good questions, so I figure we'll split them apart between future episodes.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Feel free to send more, but yeah, he has a lot of real good ones.
Word.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Mick's a smart guy.
What? We're just gonna do one more from Jeff. Put me onto this guy, Javon Valdez. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Me
so
and
he's
Sicko talked to him on Facebook. He's a good dude.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
He
Yeah.
sent us a Facebook message, and it was funny too because I almost actually answered the question in the message, and I'm like, you know what, my friend, I was just about to answer that, but then I just realized this would probably be better answered on the air. So.
Okay.
He's a good kid. I like this guy.
So his question is, how have you guys managed to stay connected with each other after decades of being close friends?
Sicko's fucking chomping at the bit.
Have at it.
Have at it. Man.
I just have one thing to say. It's not even my line because Pablo has said it 100 times before. I think at this point we're all friends, not because we even like each other or we like the same. It's because we all hate the same stuff.
Yeah,
that's the baseline. We just have this idea of what's not right and we stay away from it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a firm believer that this isn't about God or anything, but the universe more so. Like, I can't believe that, say 25 or 30 years ago, I just happened to stumble upon people that I'm still close with and consider brothers and love the same shit and hate the same shit. I don't believe that shit happens by accident, especially in a city as big as Philadelphia and the scenes we ran in, because we met mad people over the years.
Totally.
And through hip hop and punk rock and hardcore, like mad people. We all know everyone in the city. We know everyone from the past 25 years. And we're still the ones that are hanging together. So to me, it's like, that's a great point. We hate the same shit, but I mean, it's like-mindedness. It's like
and it wasn't a bond for all 20 years. I mean, Jeff did his own thing for a couple of years.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're on the road, you're on the road. I don't see you for months on end. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, you know, heads know.
No,
Look,
I
I got
mean-
stuff to do, but we're going to catch up as soon as we get back.
Well, it primarily started, I mean, the one common denominator with all of us is music, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
We
Yeah.
all got started going to shows, getting interested in music at the right time. We're all from the same area. We're all from this city. I think we all just kind of have a sensibility, like things that make sense to us make sense to all of us. And I think there's a reason why there's a very small group of us left that keep it together like we do.
Yeah, and I think there comes a time where like, how far does that obsession with music go, and when do people fall off? And they're
Right.
like, oh, we see Heads Out, and they're squares now. They're like, oh, y'all still listen to that? I'm
Exactly.
like, yo, it doesn't just change, man.
Listen to it.
This is
Still
what
fucking live it.
This is
Like,
what life is.
Absolutely.
That's applicable to like when I always, when I'm interviewed, like talk about hip hop culture, not the songs.
Right.
I always said that it stops at some point. It stops being what you're into and becomes what you are.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I don't need like it's inherently who I am at this point.
Absolutely.
So I've managed to stay close with people who have chosen to who have lived that same way. You know what I mean? And that's being like, this is all I know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like
And even like Pablo touched on, like over the course of 30 years, you know, we've gone our ways. You know what I mean? Like we've done different things. You know, your career took off. He's got the family. G's got the tattoo shop. You know, I did what I did, and somehow, like we're here every week now. We're doing this.
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? It's just I don't know if there's an answer to how we still keep it together, but the why is pretty evident. It's
I mean,
just-
you really touched upon it. Heads aren't doing what we're doing anymore.
Yeah,
They giving up.
Right.
Like they've even given up on hanging out or just
Right.
going to a show once a year. Like, yo, remember that band? Yo, man, they got together again. They're gonna do one. You want to go? Nah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
heads don't
yeah.
even want to do that anymore. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like people that we bump into or might come, oh, Vinny's playing in Philly. Like I'll come through and I see them and I'm like, you're a shell of your former self, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know motherfuckers. Like not in a condescending way. Like yo, if you happy, cool. But like, if you're happy now as a square, then that means the dude I knew was
Exactly.
was faking the funk. Like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, you were talking a lot of that, like, living and breathing this culture shit. Like, whether it's, you know, like, it's dudes that fucking, like, I rapped with every day. Like, yo, you're still doing that? I'm like, yo, what else would I be doing? I never knew. You know what I mean? That's when I started realizing that I was different than people. Like, that they were doing it because either, like, that's what was popping at the minute, or it was just like
A little phase.
a
they were going
phase
through.
or cool to rhyme at the lunch table, and
Right.
like now they're like Facebook shit is in like a suit and tie and like
Right.
oh, you still doing that, B? I'm like, I don't do this, B. I make more money than you do, B, with the suit and tie. It's like
Yeah.
then I get mad at that
Yeah.
they're like implying you're still doing that, like, oh, you're still fucking around with that. Like, how do you think I'm living, B? You think
Right.
I'm selling drugs or something? This is what I do, man. Like you wear a suit now. I don't.
And all of us, to some extent, have carried that through in our adult lives. Like, even going back to the earlier discussions of getting tattooed and, like, getting tattooed on the face. Like, sitting here, I'm pretty sure at 43 years old, I'm not going for a fucking cubicle job. It's
Yeah,
not- you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's who we are.
Of course.
And I guess that's what keeps us. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know that you even fucking like me. I don't know why I'm here. So I can't answer it.
You all right?
Thanks, buddy. You ain't so bad yourself.
You can live.
You can live.
No, I don't know. I
I'm looking for a sound effect for that. I got nothing.
No, Gavin and I, when we don't want someone dead, we just say they can live.
Yeah.
We were talking about Guns N' Roses and how like all of them can die, and then the one dude was in like the punk band in Seattle. And we're like, he can live.
Yeah, he can live,
He can
but just not be around us.
Yeah, I mean he'll get punched in his face if he's around us. But
I think too.
He can
you
live
can't
over there.
You can't discount the fact that we all have some bit of Italian in us. Maybe that makes us more prone
that's
to keep
possible.
family around. Whatever.
I mean, I know that part of my personality, the loyalty shit, comes from there. You know what I mean? So like, it can also.
But see,
bite-
I got loyalty to people who I really shouldn't have loyalty to, but I ain't kicking it with them every day. I ain't talking to them.
Yeah,
on the
well,
phone.
Gavin and I were talking about how loyalty is essentially our downfall. The other
Absolutely.
day. You know what I mean? Like loyal to a fault.
Yeah,
So I mean, you know, it's whatever though. I'm okay with that. Like I'd rather live with that than knowing I was a real creep. You know what I mean? A real fucking jerk.
Two-Face.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so it's like that's all right if like that's on other people. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any like formula to staying close other than just doing it.
yeah.
You know, but
Good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah.
We'll delve in deeper, and we'll see after like 6 months of this if we're still good friends.
That's true. Because after that last list shit, you know, it put a strain on everybody.
It put a strain on.
how we look at the Pablo. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, our other weekly segment, which will we'll now join Pablo's Cheapo tip of the week.
He's got 2 theme songs now.
What the fuck?
What's he doing wrong?
Yes, we're yeah, man, it's fucked. So fucked.
Yeah, it sucks that nobody could see that dance.
No, he just
did.
killed it.
Yeah,
He just killed it.
That's a shame.
I think, we decided that our recommendations weren't just going to be relegated to music.
Space or time doesn't apply either.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean,
Any shit that you're into right now.
yeah, I mean,
Whatever
something
it
you
is.
think heads might not be hip to, or that they should be hip to.
Or that they should revisit. Or,
Yeah, it could be a reissue of a
Yeah.
classic record, or
Or just that you found your copy of fucking the second Black Sabbath record.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
you
Really
remembered,
into it right
you
now.
remembered how good fucking Master Reality was. It could be that. So OG, I'm gonna let you set it off.
I'm going to go with the final part of the This Is England series, which aired about, when was that? 2 months ago?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, it was This Is England 90. So if you're not hip to This Is England
that's the
stuff, it
best
started
thing ever.
off with the movie This Is England, and then they did 3 mini-series. So it was This Is England 86, This Is England 88, and This Is England 90, which
the
just
most
aired.
recent.
Yeah, and it's supposedly the final part of it.
Can you build
But if
on?
you watched it-
you build on what it's about a little bit. Or
It starts off. The movie is about this kid Sean, whose father died in the Falkland Islands. It's out of England, obviously, and his father died in the Falkland Island.
What you call me?
Conflict, and he's living with his mother, and he's about, what is he, 12,
Yeah.
13?
Yep.
And he gets picked on at school, and he crews up with this older bunch of dudes who were into the whole skinhead thing in when is that? The first one was 84.
It would have to be 84, yeah.
Right. And it's just kind of his coming of age thing, you know, and it's sort of a commentary on the political climate of England at the time.
And the cultural climate.
Yeah.
I mean, music, everything, you know, everything going on.
And then it sort of follows him every couple years, and the focus doesn't so much stay on him, but in
Right.
the different characters in this group of people, and I don't want to get too into it if you haven't seen it,
Right.
because it's tough to talk about without kind of
Right.
spoiling shit.
But it's emotionally like the
It's
heaviest
emotionally
thing
Indeed.
draining.
you've ever
It's-
lived
it's
through. Yeah,
some of the best acting that I've ever seen on anything.
absolutely.
Does it center around music or just this scene?
No, this crew of people
Okay.
and how they sort of mature and grow up and different situations that they're in and different things
And
from their past they're dealing with. And
Even like different phases of
Yeah.
the subcultures they go through, like from each installment. There's a couple of years. So in the first one, they look this way because they're into that. You come back a couple years later, whatever the big trend was in England in
Right.
#88, that's what they're doing. Like half of them look like that. But it's real personal. And I don't mean to be taking over
go ahead.
your recommendation, but
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of it because he put me on to it.
Right.
And it's just so incredibly well written, first of all. Like, the hands down, the writing to sustain that much over that much period of time with basically the same group of characters and how much they grow and evolve is fucking amazing. The other thing, too, for me, I don't know about for you, but the main kid, Sean, is pretty much exactly the same age that we are. And so everything he's going through, even though it's in England, like in '88, like if you were hip to that shit,
Right.
you're like I'm explaining to my wife, who's, never dealt with subcultures
Right.
of this nature, like that's what we were doing. But they're in England. Doesn't matter. That's
Doesn't
how
matter, 'cause
universal
that
it
time
is.
period, that shit really kind of
Absolutely.
was over here in a heartbeat.
Was this the one where the kid finds out he's a wizard?
I was waiting. I was waiting for it. We'll give him a 7. I'll give him something.
That was all right.
He's got his own jingle. Man.
That was all right.
It was good.
You're getting tired.
He can live.
You're right. You're right.
No, I mean
I'm dying to watch that though.
that was
It's so.
Is this where he
it's
finds out
not-
if he's
it's-
a wizard? Just like
Yeah, it's very. It's not at times. It's not a pleasant thing
It's
to
not.
watch. It's very, very draining and very, very. You get really wrapped up in these people,
Yeah.
and the situations are not pleasant sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've only watched. I've seen the movie a bunch of times. I'm gonna say that I watched 86 twice, 88 twice, and 90 once.
Wow.
And I don't feel the need to
Yeah.
rewatch it,
Yeah.
because it's not
It's
something
hard-
you
sometimes
need
it's hard to
It's hard
watch.
to watch.
Yeah. They get into some heavy topics, and it's shit that like is pretty universal. Like,
Yeah.
if you personally haven't gone through some of the stuff, easily
You
someone
absolutely
you
know
know,
somebody who does.
someone
Yeah.
in your family has, And it's not just one. It's everything. It's everything you encountered growing up as a teenager, as a fucked up adult, whatever. Fucked up families. Yeah.
Fucking Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Hey, Maggie,
Maggie!
It's called
Maggie.
You fucking cunt.
Who's next?
The sicko.
Am I gone? All right. My pick is actually pretty new. It's 2015. It's a documentary about the English band The Jam. It's called About the Young Idea.
I saw this as well.
It's a fucking great documentary. First of
really
all,
good.
If-
It's really good.
so there's two avenues. If you're a Jam fan,
Yes.
it's not even the kind of thing where you'll be like, "Oh, I never knew that." It's very so much great old footage. I'm amazed that they got Weller to sit down and talk. Paul Weller's basically the
Did you see
driving
this?
force
No.
behind the Jam. If
It's
you
on
don't
the
know
Kindle.
that,
Sure.
Okay.
but they got him to
Then
participate.
the Style Council.
Right.
Right.
And he's not real big on doing the revisiting the past. He doesn't do the reunion. He's got like 15 solo albums. He's
Yeah.
never looked back.
Right.
But he sat, he did the interviews, and he was very genuine about it. The old footage is fucking priceless. And to me, like, it's a well done documentary. But I think the thing that it really hammered home to me was how great of a fucking band they were. Like, that's a band, sort of like what Gavin was saying about the Smiths. It took me well into my 20s, probably my 30s, to truly appreciate that band. They're the quintessential English band. Like, when they came over to America at the height of their popularity, they flopped. They were a flop in
total
America.
flop. Yep.
But you run down the list of their fucking songs, they sounded
Down
like
in the two steps at midnight.
oh, it's favorite and lyric. Oh my God, lyrics. Weller's
No Cell
like
Band.
a close second to Morrissey.
Really?
No Cell.
Yeah, No Cell the jam.
Really?
Oh wow. I mean,
Well, don't listen to Paz. Go watch this
No,
fucking
the
documentary.
documentary could be great. I'm just no selling them.
They're a great fucking band.
I agree. 3-piece power. fucking
Absolutely.
incredible.
And
You're all
soulful.
fucking wankers.
Zero fat.
Wankers. All fucking wankers.
Here's the thing, too. Their
hate that
greatest songs
Never
were all
liked that.
#1 hits in the UK.
Yeah.
Million sell. Like it was never about like we're the underground band. We'll never sell
Yeah.
out.
I like when we do the secondary conversation underneath.
Absolutely.
I'm
And I know sell it. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah, I'm
Scott.
trying to
I
figure
know.
out if
We're
I like
having
it.
It's all right.
Conversation,
I'm
yeah.
with you, Scott.
Right.
And when I
trying to
say I'm
figure-
with you,
I'm gonna start mixing it left channel,
Keep
right
going.
channel.
Keep going.
Okay.
Nah,
Keep
we got to
going.
figure out from the fans if it's distracting or if it's funny.
I'm sure they'll let us know. But yeah, so if I were to recommend this, I would recommend it to jam fans definitely. And if
Had a
you're
meatball
looking to
sandwich today that was fucking.
learn about the jam, and if you've never
Alright.
heard of them, this is a wonderful place to start.
I'm in. I'm in.
And,
I'm in.
and honestly, it's a
It's
really
got to be better than a
There's-
cheese sandwich, right?
The meatball sandwich that I had today was fucking.
There's
good.
one really cool bit in it where they there's like a kid who's like born in 1993, and for whatever reason, I think he says his father like gave him an iPod when he was 10 and loaded it with jam
Yeah,
songs,
that's what- yeah.
and he became a huge fan. So they get this kid to sit in the studio with Weller
He
and like
interviews
interview.
him, don't
He started this like mod blog, like trying to revive
Say that
it all.
5 times fast.
Mod blog. And that was kind of cool. You know, he sits with a 14-year-old kid. He's taking the questions seriously. It's just a nice little bit, and then it goes back into the history of the jam.
That's
and
cool.
Yeah, it's a really good doc. So.
What's it called?
About the young idea.
Cool.
Stop calling it a doc. What was your other douche
Fucking life hack.
word? Life hack.
You know
Life
what?
hack, doc,
He read
douche.
that on Mod Blog.
Yeah.
Did you read about life hacks on Modblog?
He fucking Googled his catchphrases are fucking all bombing today.
Come on, dude, you're killing all of them.
The Pablo?
Pablo, it's got a mixtape.
There we
DJ Diggs, the best of Jadakiss.
Oh, wow, man. That
I mean, I don't know why, but I just been listening to him nonstop.
that mixtape's incredible.
This Jones
man.
got 61 tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, most of this shit, minute 15. Each track are just fucking
Yeah, it's-
bars after bars.
It's his, Diggs basically put together, like, Jada best shit. There's no other people on the joint. When people do best ofs, they put the other people's joints.
The whole song.
Yeah,
Right,
this is
right.
just Jada for like 80 minutes.
His verse and move on, right?
Yeah, but it's like his great. I mean, it's like it's hard to say he's not top 5 when you listen to this joint.
Yeah, I mean, I had to wait till he went solo to like him and then go back to the locks and be like, all right, this fucking album's banging.
Right.
So, I mean, lately I just been loving him. And I mean, the great debate right now that I see on the internet is could have been Jay, meaning what MC could have took Jay-Z's place or can take Jay-Z's place. And a lot of people I don't really agree with, but I think if he would have had 3 kind of pop hip-hop singles, he could have been Jay.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of skill, he's there. It's like
I mean, the voice, the cadence, the fucking rhymes,
the
shit he
genius.
says.
The genius in Jay is his ability to make that hit.
Yeah.
And still make it dope. It's why when people get like critiqued for doing a pop record or something, it's like Jay will do an incredible pop record. The shit with Alicia Keys was dope. The shit with Rihanna was dope. Like, that's the thing with Jay. It's like with Jada, he never had that incredible pop record where you were like, yo, this is amazing and it's a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some dudes, like, I think when you try, that shit has to happen organically. When you try to make a hit, it's never a hit. You know what I mean? And I think that's been his like Achilles heels is like, we're gonna try to make this guy have a hit. You know what I mean? But he's just incredible as an MC. You know what I mean? Like his new record's out, top 5 Dead or Alive. It's dope. But yeah, like I mean, I don't know that there's a Jay-Z song on there. You know, that's gonna cross over and be a hit. So yeah, I mean, There really can't be a new Jay though. That's why he's Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a weird argument to me.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna be the next Jordan? It's like it's not gonna be a next Jordan, man.
Yeah.
It's not. You know what I mean?
All right. I guess it's up to Scott.
Right. My thing is another Netflix series, and I didn't realize how recent it was. I just was surfing around on Netflix looking for something good to watch, and all of a sudden I came across the new With Bob and David, which is Bob Odenkirk,
Mr. Show.
Missed the Show guys, and David Cross. And it's written in the same style as the old Mr. Show, where they kind of do the segues between the skits.
Yeah.
And it's
a
just-
sketch. It's sketch comedy.
Definitely.
I mean,
Because I've been a little
It's
wary to
just-
check it out because I'm a big fan of the original.
It's
I
just
keep
as
seeing
sharp.
it. I'm like, should I?
it's as if they left off yesterday.
Absolutely.
That same cast. They even made a segue into the first episode, like we came in through the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's fucking the same fucking shit. It's fucking
really
awesome.
sharp.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
No,
Right.
see-
So fans of Mr. Show.
See, now
are
that you've
going to
recommended it, I'm gonna go
love
watch
this because it's basically the same show.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That would be you, Mr. Pazienza.
Oh, it's up to me. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Actually, I'm not sure that it has ever been available commercially. I'm not sure that it can be purchased. It's a documentary called Stanley Kubrick's Boxes. Kubrick's wife basically allows this documentarian named Ronson to come to their house, and they get to Kubrick's house, and half of this mansion in the UK is dedicated to an area that's like the size of a parking garage. And all it is boxes that Kubrick had collected since he started making films in rows that look like a grocery store.
Wow.
And they're all in this weird order that he put them in. There's a whole aisle that just says cranks. And the guy's like, yo, what is this? What does this mean? He's like, oh, these are all like death threats.
Wow.
So then they start showing, dudes were fucking sending VHS tapes of death threats to Kubrick. Then there's another aisle where he had Malcolm McDowell put on different hats over long periods of time, hundreds of different hats, to see which was most menacing for Clockwork Orange until he
Okay.
settled on that.
Okay.
They go to the local, like, Staples or something like that, but it's a local store, like mom and pop.
Mm-hmm.
And
Top Shop, probably, if it was in Europe.
settle down.
Like an old school stationery.
An old school stationery store,
Mm-hmm.
and they talked about his obsessive compulsion with stationery and how he fucking, when they initially, he designed the size of the boxes and hated them because the lids didn't come off and on easy enough for him. And the guy who ran the store still had notes, and it was like very difficult customer. Wow. It's like talking about Kubrick.
Yeah.
And it's basically a film that studies his not only his idiosyncrasies, but his process of filmmaking rather than like who he was as a man or something like that. It's
Right.
more about his process. But there's one part that struck me. I know I'm getting a little bit long-winded, but he's talking to his editor, someone he'd worked with like his whole career, is being interviewed, and Stanley kept calling him and asking him questions about whatever film he was working on at this time. He's like, "Yeah, Stanley, I know it's important, but I'm at the beach with my family, and my kids are out there and they're playing, so we're here." And he's like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Okay, that's all right, so we can keep talking." And he's like, "No, but I'm here, my family's out there, and I'm gonna go be on the beach with them." And he was like, "Why?" He's like, because this is what people do. They like being with their family and being on the beach. And he's like, right, but why?
He couldn't wrap his head around.
No, like on no,
Right.
like if it ain't about biz, like what are you living for? And the dude's telling the story, and he's like not laughing, like
Right.
Yeah.
this guy legitimately was curious as to why he was engaging in these things and not handling this specific problem. Like
It's just that disconnect he had.
and you see that there's footage of his daughter shot mad footage on set of Full Metal Jacket, and you like watch him have a breakdown on the actors, and it's just like it's really like a peek into the mind of a maniac. You know what I mean?
And what's it called again?
It's called Stanley Kubrick's Boxes, and like I said, like I know it's not something you can go on Amazon and buy
Right.
the DVD.
How
but,
did you come by it? Do you remember?
I had heard about it almost like it's this myth, like
a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked my brother to surf around and find it like on those weird sites, my brother, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
And he was like, yo, I found it. And he downloaded it for me and burned it onto a DVD.
Nice.
So like anytime I've met
Need a
hard.
copy of that?
Yeah, of course. Anytime I ask like a hardcore Kubrick fan that I bump into about it, they're like, no, I never heard of that. So
Do you have any idea when it's from?
well, Kubrick's wife let him in like right around or after Stanley died.
Okay.
So it's late 90s, you know what I mean? Well, that's when it starts, you know what I mean? Like the footage. I mean, it took him years to put it together, but it's like it picks up in the late 90s, you know what I mean?
Do you think it's like has it never been released, or was it released to such a flop that they never put it back in print?
Definitely not flop. I think it was like sold to a British cable net.
BBC or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's
one
not
time.
BBC, but someone like that. Like,
Gotcha.
it's sold to a network. They aired it 4 times, and like that was
Put it on
it.
the shelf.
Right.
Yeah, and like someone had the wherewithal to like to burn it and rip
I
it.
would love
You
to
know what I
watch
mean?
that.
Probably definitely Channel 4.
There we go.
One of these things that this was funded by a grant from.
Actually,
blah,
at
blah,
the end,
blah.
it says something like that. Like it was funded by, say Oxford or something like that.
Right,
You know
the
what I mean?
William and somebody Gates
Yeah,
Foundation.
because it was
yeah.
Kubrick, you know, and like it's one of the most brilliant minds of the century. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm sure the dude didn't have any trouble funding it. The trouble came in like, well, this guy's wife and daughter let us in the house. You know what I mean? And they did, and it's batshit
So are
crazy.
you saying these boxes, the actual boxes, were designed by him? He was like, "Yo, I want you to make these."
Yes, and the guy's explaining how whatever the normal boxes that someone holds paperwork in, like if your mom
It
has
wasn't
shit,
good enough. He had to go get them.
he was aggravated by how snug they were when he put on the top again. So he like measured the measurements he wanted and like stormed back the same day. And then like the guy still has the paper of when all of this happened, and like there was a little asterisk, and it was like very difficult customer, impossible to please or something like that. Yeah, it's real crazy, man.
Imagine that.
Parentheses genius.
Yeah, it's bad shit, and they like talk about his obsession with stationery in there too. But yeah,
I really want to see that now.
yeah, Stanley Kubrick's Boxes, man. Check it.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Boxes.
I guess that's it for this week's show, fellas. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think so.
Is that it?
I mean, we can make some fun of Pablo.
I like
more
that
if you want
gimmick.
to, but I think
This was
I like that gimmick.
The black sheep.
how you gonna rip it like that, son?
Anyway, wrap it up.
Broad Street Breakdown has been brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo. 215-487-0360. CrescentStreetTattoo.com. You can go to jmthiphop.com, I think is my website.
It is.
Yeah. We'll plug the what's it called one more time, man?
The toy drive.
Yeah, toy drive. Now till December 19th, I believe. It's December 19th, whatever that Sunday is. Bring in a toy, put your name in the deal, get a gimmick gift certificate if we pull your name from the deal.
Right.
You know, helping kids, helping women, helping people. Try and have a pleasant holiday as opposed to what could be a shitty one for them in the situation that they're in right now. You know,
Did you just fart?
No, I don't do that shit like publicly, man.
No, it's vile, but I just heard a noise. I
Not
thought,
me, man.
All right.
Sure it's not the clicker?
That ain't my gimmick.
No. I wasn't trying to play. I just.
What the hell's going on?
So that was me.
Lowbrow.
It was very super
That's
low
LC.
brow.
Way to end it.
So yeah, we did really well with it last year. Hoping to do better this year.
And you know, this is the time of year to be
Blah, blah.
thinking about
Yeah,
others.
now the heavy fucking put over push comes now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Between the after the
And again, we
Thanksgiving.
talked about it before. If people aren't in Philly but they still want to get down and help, you can
Yeah,
always
write
email
on
us.
the email or the Facebook or whatever.
And
Like,
just be like, "This is what
you
I
can
got. This is
contact
where I
us.
am. How do I get it to Crescent Street?"
you can
we'll figure it
contact
out.
us through that. What's the email address, Sicko?
bsbradio@jmthiphop.com.
And you can write us on the Facebook too. We check that deal.
Yeah, we
a couple
do.
times a day. So
Yeah, we do.
whatever, however you gotta write us, write us.
No doubt.
And if you don't know how to act, the Gavin will ban you because that has happened already.
Man,
Listen.
I mean, listen. Are we getting into that, or are we
Nah,
wrapping
let's wrap it
up?
up. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Pablo said wrap
Next
it
week.
up.
Next
We'll
week.
save it for next week.
I'm sure there'll be more people banned.
True.
So, really.
But the first one's always the best.
All right. Well, this has been the 4th episode of the Broad Street Breakdown.
And you know who you are, dude. You shouldn't be listening to this right now. So
Indeed.
if you're
Exactly.
listening-
You are not. If you're hearing this,
Yeah.
you're breaking the rules.
Right.
Indeed. With that said, we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support.
Write us.
Write us, yell at us. all of that.
bsbradio@jmthiphop.com.
And what's
Facebook
the
gimmick,
what's Facebook and what's Twitter?
Facebook gimmick, the Broad Street Breakdown.
Right. And
And
Twitter is
Twitter's-
at
I don't know what the fuck Twitter is.
BSBRadio1.
I'm on the Twitter with the.
What is it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
I think it's
I only did
These
it.
kids
to,
are
You're like
resourceful.
the
They'll find it.
G-dub or something.
I only did it to comment on some bullshit I listened to.
All we do all day is text back and forth. Do you understand the Twitter? I don't understand it. Like I just put shit out there. I don't know what's going on.
I'm well versed. I
G
understand.
Dub at the G Gavin.
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
what the
man.
fuck, man?
Give me that. Let me
You're
see it.
so unhip.
I don't know the fucking.
You're not
Twitter.
down with the
At-
tweeter.
It's at the G Gavin.
There you
At
go.
the G Gavin. That's his Twitter handle. I'm at Vinnie_Paz. And we will see you next week. All right.
Thank you for joining us.